wanna lose, I refuse. You either gon' blow up or light the fuse. You don't believe in God, huh? You confused? A translator of the word change of views, but he left us clues. What if they misuse to turn against the Muslim and Christian and Jews? The book of Eli, we worship Esau, but they would rather search the internet on their Wi-Fi. Pick a path darker, a Luke Skywalker. Share with the world, don't be an overstocker. The Kembe Mutombo, don't be a blocker. J Electronica, I feel you, Blanca. I ain't a kid no more, I'm getting older. And I don't drive no more, I'm getting chauffeured. I buy another force, enigmatic. Disciples stay the course, we still matic. My character, they testing it, why he so affectionate? My father took me by the hand, told me God directed it. You a living lie, but he a testament. I don't fight for a flag that's still Confederate. You the future, huh? Who am I to question it? But you don't have to prove it to the world when you're blessed with it. When you're blessed with it. Do you want to live off the energy I give off? Live off. Live off. Do you want to live off the energy I give off? Bombs away. Salam's the way. You still up from the people, take your arms away. They acquire the Messiah, spoken in the gospel, sang by the choir. What about the Torah, teaching from the pages, spoken by the rabbis, sages through the ages? The Ravada, Mahayana, they tell me that it's evil, but I believe in Dharma. Karma, but not religion. How I'm gon' judge how everybody living. Money is the asset, wishing I was living like an Aztec, working like a slave for a casket. Death is calling me, you shouldn't follow me. Until they put me off of this set, the world is starving me. Demons lurking closer, post them on the poster. I'm just trying to stop a war, but the angel is a soldier. A soldier. Good afternoon, time's up for your cartoon. I got fish to fry, my word a harpoon. You were just a buffoon, I'm a living tycoon. When I was just a little boy, I knew I'd be a monsoon, a hurricane, a typhoon, dropping on you high noon. Nothing like the subjects that would die soon. How soon would I make you gravitate and fly soon? Take you in the outer space of my room, blossom to something so spectacular, like my vernacular. My music take you to different places, now you a traveler. Easy come, easy go, but you never seen me before. I was always high even when I was on the low. What you wanna go, head to head and toe to toe? Y'all too watered down, that's why I never grow. But now I got the flow, part of me, cause I had to flow. A reference to the sickest, I got the flu. And with it, watch what I'ma do. Taking the stage like actors do, and never selling out for the money or what they offer you. I did it all for you, like you would do if I were you. I took the BS and turned it to remarkable. And if there's ever been a time for change, it is now. With the music that amazed and played to the crowd, but shaking hands with the beast so I can see where he eats. Then I can sneak up on him and silence him with my piece. Rest in peace, take the children out the streets while I get my heart and act me through the beast. Yeah, I'm a beast, they couldn't hold on a leash. Now I made the world my stopping ground, with me no one competes. I got a purpose only God knows, is it the open card doors? Or maybe I'm the guy who was destined to lose his marbles, to witness a man who howls the written about an hour, so I can make you believe in the reason the diamond sparkles. I'm trying to sport a plot, whether you believe it or not. I took a shot like they be giving it to the block, cause they said it's objects in the projects. I'm in the convincing my people that we prospects, to blow the people nose, change the picture like a different pose. Someone here to destroy me to compose. You said they have women, have hoes, have brothers, have pros, but have nose, have bros, but all of us from afros. Either way they turn us all to black foes. Don't forget that you a star, none of us a black hole, black hole, black hole. My spoken scripture is the key now. No one ever saved a life with a freestyle. How to help a blind man see, child? That'll take my people A and turn it to a D now. A he now, that's a kid laughing that's gonna live cause of me now. You put your line out, you should've called time out, but now they put me in the game and I became the man, like a girl who didn't have a period that whispered to me. I was almost giving up, he said believe and then never think for a moment that. And now they asking for forgiveness, but. And now they asking for forgiveness, but. It's time, it's time.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
How dare you speak to me like that?
You're a liar.
How dare you speak to me like that?
He didn't walk out the door, you drove him away, I remember. Mum, please, just stop. I remember him begging to stay. I remember him holding me. And I remember you ripping me out of his hands while you screamed at him to get out. And then you spent the next 30 years telling me that he abandoned us, that he's a racist, that he didn't love me. That lie shaped my entire future, my feelings towards kids, towards men. He called me on his deathbed and I hung up on him. I will never have even an idea of a father because of you. So the next time you want to talk about Baba, I would love for you to try something. Just try something at which you have very little practice. Shut up.
Oh, good. You started without me. So sorry I'm late. Crazy story.
You wanted this lunch so much, you have it.
Man, I wonder why you still here. Yeah. All she wanna do is spend, all I wanna do is buy. Try to compensate for every guy who used to make her cry. When she gon' get the picture in the frame, I'll remain trying to give her everything till she change. It's a game, you just want the latest. Only reason women date us, they just take us and turn us to any form that they can shape us. But nah, I ain't looking like a college fund. You ain't gonna school me out here ring and then you see me run. I was shoplifting, said I fit the description. Girl, I'm your medicine, just fill out the prescription. Swimming in the waters where the shark is, heartless. Girl, I'm a monster, but you'll never see the Loch-ness. Here, if you want it all, take it. I love how you fake it. I win your love over if I'm patient. Ditto, hope you got that memo. Baby, this a demo. Am I gonna be around forever? That's a N-O. That's a big no. When you gon' change, girl? When you gon' change, girl? When you gon' change, girl? girl. Money, gold, diamond, if you did, you can find them. Can't be replaced with hearts if you can mind them. So you can shine them, line them, then you dine them. Set up for divorce, but faster than you bride them. Can't cook a meal for a life, so how she gon' raise my kids as my wife? Kids got more boogers in his nose than a little bit. All she do is take care of herself for a hooligan. Look at you. But who you gon' fool again? Ice won't even make you cool again. Even when it hurt, I promise I won't desert. You ain't gonna serve the world, no purpose being a flirt. Baby, you deliver and more than what you consider. You can raise a man as king and make him more than just a nigga. So he don't grow up just to be a hitter. Don't make your mama the permanent babysitter. And this is how our life goes, living different cycles. Give her all this love, but she treat me like a Michael. I gave you everything I had. I thank you very much, boy, you shouldn't have. When you gon' change, girl? When you gon' change, girl? Yeah. Don't worry, I'ma change, girl. Like I said before,
getting the mic. Well, I guess this ain't working today. I'm gonna use this audio today. Flo, I know you ain't in my chat. I know you ain't in my chat. How you doing, Flo? How y'all doing, man? I guess my mic ain't working right. I don't know what's going on. This is expensive mic too. Got a little shortage in it. But before I start, we got a new member in the building, Miss Natalia. Thank you so much for joining the squad. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ms. Dora, shout out to you as well too. Always love your support. Always love your support. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the streets today, especially in the YouTube. But the men ain't standing on their business, and the women ain't standing on their business either. But it's all about her, right? We doing everything for her now. Tony Golden, shout out to you, my brother. Yeah, you getting Ali stream. Getting Ali stream. You know what I'm saying? I know I've been slacking, but I'm gonna try to do a little something. But yeah, we finally I'm getting Ali stream. I got a lot going on business wise and family wise, but a lot of stuff is toned down, so I should be okay. I got to close tomorrow. I got everything done for that close tomorrow, so I should be good. I should be good going forward. Hopefully everything will be good. Skipper Perkin, how you doing, my brother? It's good to see you. You always salute, man. Always good to see you, man. Shout out to you, my brother. Adrian Nicole, you already know what it is. Welcome back, Ali. I'm gonna try to go live today. I'm gonna try to go live tomorrow, and I'm gonna try to go live the weekend as well too. Try to do it in the afternoon if I can. Sometimes the best time that I got. Nino, salute to you, my brother. Salute to you, my brother. Very intellectual brother. I always love when you talking, man. You always give a great perspective as well too. You're intentional as well too. You're not just saying anything. Flora. I would Flora, but I ain't gonna do it to you, Flora. You peace at Ali's space. I ain't gonna hit you over the head right now. Ricky Williams, one of the solid brothers in the space, man. We got a few left. People falling down bad every single day. You need a new mic. Make sure it's the guy mic. I hope so. Is this quality good though? Just off my computer. I'm gonna try it later on when more people join. I'll try it again. Right now, I'm not just gonna do it. I don't know why I did that. I thought I had it right, but I'm gonna have to go turn it back in Best Buy. Mr. Charles. I know Mr. Charles, man. Come on, man. I'm trying, man. I know I'm trying. I tried putting the work. Next month, I have all my stuff here. I'm trying to get the camera, new mic, everything, man. Let a brother live, man. Let a brother live. R.I.P. Tipsy Nomad. What's good, bro? Just trying to live, man. Trying to take care of the family and try to come back out with a whole bunch of more content, man. I just had to take care of some business and some family stuff, and everything looked like it's going the way I wanted, so we'll be all right. Crown Prince, how you doing, my brother? How you doing? It's good to see you. Always good to see you, man. Everywhere I go, I always see you. Shout me out, man. I love the support. And everybody who always supports me, everybody who always shouts me out, thank you for the love. Everybody who don't shout me out, thank you too, as well too. Everybody who challenge and push back, thank you too. We're all here hopefully for the truth, not just to argue and fight. Scorpio, I'm here on real time live, not a playback. Oh damn, yeah, you here in real time, my brother. My quality slacking right now though, because my mic acting up, but it's all good. Kiki, good day to you. Kiki RL, the real lady, good day to you. My bad for butchering your name. I was driving. It's all good, man. It's Ilkan Ali. Or you could just say Khan. Or you could say Ali. Whichever one you want to say. Let me see. What I wanted to focus on today is the woman. We're still gonna be on the woman. I ain't getting off the woman neck. Y'all can get off the woman neck. Y'all can pull up if y'all want to, or pull off her neck if you want to. I'm not gonna pull up, man. I said it the other day on I believe It Might Be Risky. Go check out my brother. It Might Be Risky on his panel. I don't know if any of y'all had a great grandmother, great mother, great grandmother, a mother. Period. There's nothing greater to live for. There's nothing greater to live for, man. When I lost my mother, when I lost my grandmothers, when I lost the divine women in my life, man, there's no words for how big the loss is. Lose someone. And they were asking on the show, what's more important, children or the woman? It's the woman every single time. And then we ain't doing no shade to our kids. We love our babies, you know. But we can always make more babies. And I'm being funny, but we can always make more babies. But I'm being funny when it comes to that. But when you talk about having a great woman that's sustaining the order in the household, she's the nurturer, she's the love. She's the motivation. She's the purpose of a household. She's the gel to everything. She keeps everyone together. There's nothing greater, man. You know, she has to come first. A great wife, a great woman definitely comes first. And then your kids. Your kids is the extension of your love, the extension of your union, the extension of your relationship. And if our women in our lifetime is not coming correct, it's just going to lead to more destruction to us. And then we keep asking who's going to hurt the most. It's going to hurt us the most. We've lost our nation. We've lost our language. We've lost our culture. We lost our heritage. We lost our inheritance. We lost the land. We lost everything. Just us supposedly being the indigenous people of the world. We lost everything. Our women are survivalists. They will conform. They'll continue to keep going. They adjust. Anybody who's in power, they go with the flow. They go with the atmosphere. They're fluid. That's why they're supporting all this craziness today. They're supporting the LGBT movement. They're supporting you can be as big as you want to. They're supporting the thought culture. They're supporting the LGBTQIA, all the letters. There's no wrong. But they're not supporting men. You know, it's fine if you could talk bad. You could talk bad about men all day long, but talk about bad men. If we're not enforcing great men, if we're not enforcing having brothers and grandfathers and uncles in certain positions or men in your life, what kind of life do we have? There's no nation without the men. And there's no woman without the men. There's not a you to be prioritized. Who's gonna put you first? You know? So we having all these discussions about so-called going back and forth about who's right and wrong, the man or the woman. Man, men are showing up countlessly every single day. They became a woman's sucker. They became a woman's simp. They're weak now. They're enabling. The man does everything the woman wants. He's the sucker of the year. Hey, honey, buddy, how you doing? You know, but when nobody's arguing about, nobody's talking about, man, women did everything we want them to do, and men just quitting on women left and right. She did everything he asked. She followed this man. I'm not even using the word lead no more. Lead is garbage in my eyes now. I'm not even talking about leading no more because y'all weaponize that word. Where you getting led to? You keep talking about there ain't no good leaders. What do you mean by there ain't no good leaders? Be qualified to do what? Put food on the table, provide shelter, take care of himself and the family. There's great men out there. I meet a lot of great men every day. A lot of great men every day. I can't say the same thing for women, and I'm not going to lie about that. I cannot say the same thing about women. Far in between. To meet a great woman that's pushing order, that's pushing being hospitable, being pleasant, being respectful, being loving, refraining from being sexualized, refraining from allowing the kids and everyone to do what they want to do. I don't see that. I don't see that. And I'm not going to stand off of that. If it was so good, we'd have a better culture. We'd have more families. We'd have more relationships. We'd have more marriages. We'd have more unions. We'd have more respectable women in these spaces. There's certain women I can call right out with it. Lady Di, Precious, man, it's hard to just go in my head and think about it. Miss Doris, you know, I haven't seen her. I think you came up with Fatty one time. But it's very rare to be able to speak on good women that I deem solid, consistent. I haven't seen flip flop. I don't see be a chameleon. There's a lot of chameleons, and I ain't got to put no names on it, but y'all see them. And one minute Monday you about men, Monday you about families. Next Monday you tearing down men, and you tearing down men that's speaking against bad women, or women behaving negatively, or women that's hurting the culture, or women that's hurting families. You know, we got to keep it real. You know, it's wild watching, and then it's wild watching what some of the brothers, or a lot of the brothers, are doing as well too. A lot of men are overmothered. A lot of men are pushing what women want. A lot of men are submitting to what a woman is doing to you and your household. You know, we tell men on one hand, man, do what's in a man's best interest, especially if you're a solid man, and make sure that women's working for you. And the next minute, we'll tell the man he quit if he walked away from a situation. You know, we'll emasculate men, tell them they're not being great leaders, tell them they're not being great men because the woman behind them is not following suit, is not following what he's saying. If the woman doesn't want to get led, she's going to get left. Plain and simple. We got brothers contradicting themselves, you know, and not standing 10 toes down on what you truly believe in. If we're seeing that our women are becoming the issue, if we're seeing that brothers are split, most of the brothers here talking about responsibility, talking about community, talking about their role to their women and their children. The women say, I'm going to do what I want to do. And ain't nothing you can do about it. Ain't nothing you can tell me about it either. And we see countless women on these panels being extremely disrespectful to the men, regardless of what people want to say, however way you want to turn it, however way you afraid to just tell a woman to stay in her place, or tell a woman she's coming in, she's not coming correct. She's not being appealing. She's not being a lady. You're a woman, but are you being a lady? We're not correcting. And we are supposed to hold women. I don't believe in that men supposed to talk to men and women supposed to talk to women. That mess ain't working. Women ain't listening to women. And women ain't telling each other the right thing to do. When I watch brothers speaking to men or women, they giving them solid advice, great advice. They're speaking through them as if they're living through them when they were that young, to keep them from making those mistakes. When you speak to women don't want to tell their kids anything. Oh, I ain't gonna tell my kids nothing. I ain't judging them. Who am I to judge them? You their mother. You're their mother. You made mistakes, so you can keep them from making the same mistakes as well too. What do you mean? Who are you to judge them? But it is, you don't want to say it because you don't want your kids to judge you and judge your past, when you should let them judge your past. We should all let our past be critiqued. We should let our current life be critiqued if we're being honest with each other. It's one thing to make a mistake and rectifying your mistake and living a different way, but when you still pushing the same narrative, when you still pushing destruction, when you still pushing chaos, when you still pushing being deceitful and manipulating people, and love isn't what's being pushed, then you're not pushing the right thing. And there's no way you see that. The woman is prioritizing herself. She's not prioritizing order. She's not prioritizing love. She's not prioritizing standing right behind her man. There ain't no side to side. There ain't no partnership. God put men on earth to provide for you, to take care of you, to love you, to surround you with abundance of everything that you need to survive. And you just rest in your femininity. You just rest. You sustain that environment that he's creating for you. You're not out here supposed to be going through all these tedious things and strenuous things and working yourself to death, getting tired by the time you're 40, don't want to work anymore. You're not supposed to be getting run through by men. You're not supposed to be having all these experiences with things that only men are supposed to encounter. That's why you're tired. That's why you scarred. That's why you comparing men. That's why you hurt. That's why you drained. You are not supposed to have encounters with all these men. Men are supposed to have experience. Men are supposed to be skilled. Men are supposed to become wise and more intelligent, to provide, to create, to build for you. It's crazy. He the head of the house, you the neck. You can make the head and go in any direction as long as you're a solid woman, a virtuous woman. And if you went astray, you can come back. Men giving grace to women all day long, and it's still not good enough. You seeing OnlyFans women getting married, literally in the spaces. You see men marrying prostitutes, porn stars, marrying women with multiple babies, multiple baby daddies. Men give grace. It's in our nature to give grace. You don't see women giving men grace. They talk down to so-called broke men, so-called men that don't have nothing, so-called short men, so-called inferior men, incel men. All day long, we talk about the men they don't want. We don't talk about the great men. We talk about the men they don't want, supposedly, but they still having sex with those men. Short men still get sex. Fat men still get sex. So-called Pookie still get sex. The so-called bad guys still get sex. Everybody's getting sex. Everybody's getting access. Everybody gets access. Everybody's getting a turn. But then making a sandwich is too much. Submitting to your man's authority and his guidance is too much. Investing in a great man is too much, but not getting bent over. Not degrading yourself. Not sexualizing yourself or the babies. That's not too much. None of that is too much. You know, and so that's the breakdown. If we're prioritizing you, it should be the best you. You ask for 50-50. You ask for partnership. So if you ask for 50-50 in a partnership, and you said when men had most of the power, we were corrupt, we were misleading, we were oppressing, then it's your turn, right, to do to fulfill your responsibility to the community as well too. So if you in power with us and you want 50-50 in partnership, shouldn't you be doing what's in the best interest of families? Shouldn't you be doing what's in the best interest of humanity and in our lives? Or is it in the best interest of the resources you can get, the reputation you can get, how higher up you can get in the ranks, how much attention you can get, how big your breast can get, how big your booty can get? What do you want? Even when you get what you want, it's not good enough. Even if you get Michael B. Jordan, it's not good enough. You get a Tom Brady, it's not good enough. What do you want? And if you don't know what you want, if you don't know who you are could you put the pride aside and come to the table and ask someone who does know? Can you go talk to a woman? Go talk to a man for guidance, for leadership? That word is weaponized, which means you're going which way he's going to go. You trust in him. You say you don't trust man, but okay, you trust this man, you love this man, you believe in this man. Are you going to go which way he tells you to go? Because if you had a father, you would be going which way he said to go. If he had a father, he'd be going which way he said to go. But we've listened so much to so-called strong and independent women in households that ran households. You only learn how to listen to your mother. You didn't learn how to listen to a man. And you learned how to make bad decisions. You didn't learn order. You learned instant gratification. You didn't learn discipline. You didn't learn doing the things you don't want to do is going to get you to where you are. You didn't learn the discipline of keeping legs closed and making sure a man truly values you and making sure you're actually offering the woman and not the legs. You're not offering the body part. You're offering the woman. They're two separate things. We say we see you as sex. No, you see yourself as sex. You got rules to when a man can get sex. You're sexualizing yourself every day on Instagram and on Facebook and in public. I'm not making you show your breasts. Brothers ain't making you show your breasts. We're not making you show your behinds. We're not making you be sexualized. You're not pushing your mind. You're not pushing your heart. What's in your heart? What's in your mind? What's going on, my boy?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on?
Oh,
My bad,
man.
I got your message late. I'm getting ready to
Oh,
get
it's
my
all
hair
good. It's all
braided
good.
and shit.
It's all
So,
good. Did you able to handle that situation too?
nah, man, but I got a nice cushion. Give me some time, man, to actually like do what I want to do. You know.
Yeah, just don't let it affect you, man. Like
Yeah.
all you can do is keep pushing, man. Be as much as what I've seen and what a lot of brothers see from you, man. You solid, so stay solid. When people keep throwing them rocks like that, if it ain't in person, I won't even worry about it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I won't even worry about it. Conrad, how you doing, man? You at work or you coming through? Keisha M, how you doing, Keisha? You got work to do with you, Keisha. Ooh, we got work. Mm-hmm. Hassan, how you doing, family? What you think about it, Prime? And what you been seeing in this space, man? You think the women are prioritizing the community and the family? You think they just prioritizing their own happiness and self love? What you think going on? What you see?
Oh, definitely self love, and they speak on it. They teaching each other. You know what I'm saying? Love yourself first. I mean, and it's not a bad thing, but it can turn into one. It can definitely turn into one. So,
You
the
don't think?
family, I feel like they gave up on us for the most part, man. They really they're trying to give up on us.
Yeah, but when they give the man a try, when has a man been that? When has men even had control of their women? You know what I'm saying? When you think about the country, and I'm not sure how well you are of history, even after the Reconstruction era, but even in the '60s, we had 85% two-parent household in the '60s. Black men and black women were together. So it's just in the last 50 years, 60 years, coming up into the '70s, especially when women started getting educated, where this education system or the school system and infrastructure taught women they don't need men. And they were telling white women to go to work, but they were teaching black women you don't need your man.
Hmm, that's true.
You got to think
'Cause,
about it. When the black men stop being so-called solid, and if black men are not solid, then why a black man being rewarded with sex and then told you're an incel for not having dick discipline as well too? It got to make sense. You know, you at one you go, hey, Prime, you ain't got kids, you ain't got marriage, you ain't got no relationship, and I'm just using you as an example.
Yeah.
You know, but so then you telling me that the man who gets sex, the man who creates life, the man who connects to women is valuable, because most men don't get access to women. But if you're rewarding men for so-called not being good men, who is the problem? If the great men aren't making babies, and if the so-called not good man is making babies, who's the problem? And is that man not a good man, or did you take it farther than it should have went with that guy? You know, are you having sex with a man you don't even know what his favorite color is? Are you having sex with a man who actually wanted you? Are you having sex with a man who actually wanted your baby, or wanted the baby with you because you having his baby? That's what's crazy about this society, is that women think they walking around here just impregnating themselves. If a baby coming, if you get busted a nut in you, that's that man's child working through your body. So,
you know what I think though, like with the questions you were asking, I don't think that people, they know that they even know for the most part. They don't know how to tell like how much a dude really likes them. I don't think we know how to date. No, I don't think we know how to date, bro. If we was to all take a dating test, right? A dating / relationship quiz, a test, bro. I think majority of people will probably get like a D grade.
You think so?
Yes. I not more than think so. I know so, because look at our state of our society right now, bro.
She don't call you when she got a problem?
You talking about like my girl?
I'm talking about any woman in general. Women in general, they don't call men when they got a problem with another.
Oh
man.
yeah. Of course.
You know.
They'll hit you up when they need you.
They don't call men when they need money.
They hit you up when they need you.
Yeah, girls don't be hitting you up when they need your attention, even when you with your girl. You don't think they know? No, they know. They being vile, man. They being ratchet. They know what they're doing. They being deceitful. That's what they're doing in their heart. And especially when they know the difference between right and wrong. We all know the difference between right and wrong. So it leads me to believe, is it because you're following the concept of what your mother taught you? Are you following the concept of what man taught you or society taught you? But whatever it is you're doing, you're using. We got to keep it real. Yeah, you can borrow 20. Be love, you want $20? I got you. You want $20? But she know, be love, she wanted $20. All she gotta do is walk outside. Hey, daddy, you got $20? You know, they know, man. They know.
Be love know that she got some things she's focusing on right now, though, that she's trying to fix.
I said hey to you 10 times, Keisha. How many more hays you want, Keisha? Yeah, be love, no,
be
they
love,
know.
Be love trying to fix some things right now. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to focus on her. Hey, and nothing wrong with that. Just don't let it take too long.
Be love done had enough.
Could just be you and that dog.
She done had enough self-love and self-investment, man. How long, be love, how long you gonna do self-love? But like I said, it ain't just so I'm gonna play this video. It ain't just the women that's the issue. It's men speaking about accountability, speaking about telling the truth to women, but not doing it in real time. And it happens right in front of your face. Man, most people sit on the panel, whether it's men and women, and when things are happening, we don't speak up on it. So there's a video that played the other day. I just want to see what you catch.
Okay.
Versus what I see. Cause I might stop it when I'm gonna stop it when I see the problem anyway. Or I'll play it first and then I'll stop it when I see the problem. All right. Let me see. And this is just a warm up. No. Nope. There you go. All right. Hold on.
I gotta mess around with StreamYard today too.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
The larger issue isn't that women want to be impressed, it's that they want to be impressed by gesture and not the man.
Ooh.
It's like 300 on the bill. Any with money can 300 on the bill, or any dude that's desperate enough to fake it.
Yeah.
I can't. You can't fake generosity. You can't fake humility. You can't fake service. You can't fake leadership. You can only like put up a charade so long until Shorty realized none of those things. But it's like, rather than look at the intangibles, because I ain't gonna lie, I personally got offended because they put coffee dates on there. I'm gonna give away one of my plays, man. I'm gonna give away one of my all-day date plays. It's a play that doesn't miss.
Super date me.
Coffee, museum, bar.
I just got wet.
And no, it's coffee, museum, lunch, bar. You owe food if you got somebody out that long. But check me out, bro. Coffee dates strip people down. Yes, you may feel like you're getting a cheap experience. That's the point, because no one can hide behind money. I can't hide behind how much money I make. You can't hide behind how much money you put into your appearance. Both of us have to actually show up at the table as human beings. We have to engage one another. We have to have a real conversation.
Now I'm gonna play it back one more time, okay?
All right.
What?
The larger issue isn't that women want to be impressed, it's that they want to be impressed by gesture and not the man.
Ooh.
It's like 300 on the bill.
Good.
Any dude with money can 300 on the bill, or any dude that's desperate enough to fake it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't, you can't fake generosity. You can't fake humility. You can't fake service. You can't fake.
So I'm gonna stop right there, right? There's a lot of times it happens with you too. You'll speak to women, right? And they say, well, there are women like out there like that, but you want the hoes. You ever hear women keep doing that? Y'all keep going to the hoes, right?
Yeah, they keep saying that.
Right, but they're separating themselves from that actual woman, and who that actual woman is. When a lot of the women have similar traits, similar features, similar characteristics, similar ways. So when he's speaking like that, and now that's that brother. Now that brother is a brother that speaks most of the truth on that show. But I got an issue still with the men and the brothers and sisters on that show, especially with the things that get that.
Tonight's conversation.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a lot of shows, because the type of women they say that they're speaking against are the women that's on the show. You understand what I'm saying? And if they speak on those things, they don't hold those women accountable as much as they're supposed to be held accountable, because you're giving the woman the floor and the plight, but you're not really addressing those women. You'll still keep coming back to the men, and then you're still giving guidelines of what a man should be looking for, which is nothing wrong with that. We know what we should be looking for.
But he's not addressing the women.
We're not. It's seldom.
Okay.
A little bit.
Yeah, because I was thinking about, I got the app, man. I was thinking about getting it.
Me and Fatty stay on women. It's the women. Women are the leaders. Men ain't leaders. Like when they say they want a leader, no, they don't. And you recognize it. You might be in a situation right now, and it's saying it respectfully to you. There's things that men have to compromise to be into today's relationship. A lot of men are doing what's in the best interest of a woman today. You know, when you ask men, are you monogamous or polygamous? And most men will say they want multiple women, right?
Yeah, naturally.
So I bet
because we're not monogamous by nature. So
polygamy would work more for men, because if a woman is acting up, you still got the women you're dealing with. You always wanted women you're dealing with. But men have opted out of being them men, and they get in monogamy that's still not good enough for women. So you're telling me you wanted me to cut off all my women. You wanted me to cut off the woman I got to cook for me, the woman I got to clean for me, the woman I got to give me my so-called praise and spend time with, the woman I like being intimate with, for you. But then you're saying, but when I get with you, you get to take breaks. You ain't got to have sex with me when you want to. There's women that come on here all day long. He don't get sex when he want to. He don't get sex on demand. Sometimes I don't feel like cooking. I don't feel like going to the gym. I feel like taking a break on the kids. I need a break. I've never seen so many women in my lifetime, Prime, and I'm not sure our age difference, asking for breaks. They looking for constant breaks from their families, from their men.
Bro, society has been making women lazier. Like they can't, like this whole concept, you can't work and clean and take 10 to the kids at the same time.
You're talking about being an adult, right?
Right. Like, are you serious?
You talking about being an
They
adult?
call that they calling that being a slave, man.
Yeah, free labor. Being a slave and free labor. But when you do it for your kid, it's love. When you do it for yourself, it's love. When you do it for the friend you invite over, it's love. When you do it for your gay best friend, it's love. When you do it for the cat and dog, it's love, but you will not do it for a man. So
No.
it leads us to see most women don't value men. And it's what you might have said earlier. They don't know what a man is. They don't know the value of a man. Supposedly, but they do know. They just choose to not value. They choose to deem that man inferior to them. They choose to use men to go up in status, but they never make it, because if you don't have a man, you don't have a status.
Right.
Your title is still given by the man. Your validation is still given by the man. And women still think they can get it without the man. They still think they can go on social media, get a whole bunch of likes, get a whole bunch of subscribers, get OnlyFans, get money. And I think it's like 300 women that's making a certain type of money on OnlyFans, like millionaires, and the other women
It's
get
only
like
it's a low percentage. It's a
a
very
low
low percentage. Yeah.
and then when they get to a certain age, by the time they get to 30, 35, 40, they're done with mistakes. They're back to self-discovery all of a sudden. They're looking for a savior. They're looking for the unicorn. But they still not
Lifetime.
thinking about what they need to be for the guy. It's still about what they need, not what the man they want needs. You know what I'm saying? So this is the thing I was speaking about, that there's brothers that continually keep giving instruction to men, but men are instruction out. We done been instructed out, man. We know what to do. We know how to be responsible. We know how what we can do for our community. We know how to take care of a household. We know how to fend for ourselves. And we keep letting rhetoric like women out earning men or having more degrees than men kind of let that be the cliche stereotype. You know, black men
Which ain't
still
even
out.
true, man.
No,
They
it's
are
not
not
true.
earning us.
No, they're not our earners. They got more degrees than us, but
Yeah, more depth.
that don't correlate to having more money than us.
Which also says what? They know how to spend, right? They definitely know how to spend some money.
Oh yeah, so 85% of the consumers are women. 93%, 92% of the food people buying the food is women as well too. 50%. Hold on real quick, brother. 50% of the products that's promoted to men. What's going on, my brother? 50% of the products promoted to men are bought by women. 92% of vacations are bought by women. Women are our biggest consumers. And then you ask, like the queen maker lady talking about men are consumers. No, women are consumers. Men are providers. Men are creators. Men are builders. By nature, nothing wrong with that. It shouldn't be used to make somebody inferior or superior. We're put on earth to take care of them. But they're put on earth to take care of our mind. They're put on earth to motivate us. They're put on earth to be our purpose. They're put on earth to be something we're supposed to live for. And when they're not someone we're living for, that's why you have a lot of men committing suicide or deleting themselves. Almost 80% deletion rate in America, man. They have no motivation. The amount of men working is going down. So I think Callie Bear was talking yesterday about and it's always used again to use respect to Callie though, but she does the same thing a lot of other women does. They use the fact that women are making progress to belittle men. Like if we make progress, you expect men to take care of women and children more, right? So you would expect women, if they're making more progress, to take care of their man and their children as well too. But what he makes goes to the family and the kids. But what she makes goes to her. What's his is hers, but what's hers is hers. And y'all see it in your relationships. Your cash app probably look like this. It's a one-way direction. Everything most
Yeah.
men. Oh, I know it is.
Really.
But if you're making that much progress, which I think Cheeky said on another panel, showing how women are making more and more progress, and it may be inevitable because men are starting to work less because they're not motivated as much, and women are still being motivated to try to outperform, outwork, outcompete men, but they want a partnership in 50-50. Y'all keep hearing them say, I want a partner, I want a cheerleader, I want equality, but you're trying to outcompete your man.
I don't think that would honestly, bro. I don't think that would happen, man.
Nah, I don't know.
Bro, them white men ain't gonna let that shit happen. I'm sorry.
Nah, I don't. Yeah, I think
Yo,
it's a real possibility it might happen.
I don't know, man.
Them suits and shit, they ain't gonna let that happen, bro.
Men will work
People gonna
those
start complaining.
hard labor jobs, but in human resources and the technology, the jobs that don't take a lot of labor, like hard labor, the women are getting more and more of those positions, man, and they're getting more and more. They're progressive as women. They are progressive. And what are they going to do with all that progression? Is it going to go to the family, or is it going to go to yourself? And then it shows if you give women more freedom, if you give women more resources, if you give women more power in the decisions to make it for everyone, they make it for themselves. They'll talk about all that they were oppressed. We were oppressed back then. My granddaddy this, my grandmother this. Even though we know that's a whole nother story as well too. It's minimal about how much men were actually hurting women or deleting women or violating women. Most men, I don't know what kind of family y'all come from or how you was raised. We could never disrespect the women. We have to watch how we were in front of the women. My grandfathers, the men in my family, we had to always respect women. And when you watch even old movies, you seen where men had to respect women. Women didn't have certain rights, so-called rights, but they didn't want to put women in positions where they could get violated. You know,
They'll protect them. Let's protect the thing on this earth.
And when you talk about vote, if the household is voting, why would any nation allow? And this being straight up, if the man is the vote, and you don't even honor the man, and then you think you should have a separate vote, or if you're married, how are you going to vote against your husband? You know what I'm saying? How are you going to vote against the man that's putting you in power? And that's the craziest thing about it. And we all know the absence of the man and not being validated. The man, you are left alone out here, man. You don't have a family without the man. You don't have protection without the man. You don't have security without the man. But if I have a household and then my nation is saying, hey, man, when I vote, my woman can vote against it. Why would my woman even want to vote against it? You know? Right. But we try to put women in positions to keep them from harm or responsibility, because you see what happens when women get in those positions. They don't want to make those calls. If y'all look up the statistics and data of women having to make the call of having to fire people, make the tough decisions, having to be in leadership, having to be the boss, most women don't want to do those things. They're agreeable. They're not disagreeable. They don't want to challenge. They don't want to deal with that. They don't want to deal with the responsibilities of when something goes wrong, you know? But they only talk about, they want the power and the privileges that come with all the good things, all the pretty things, man. But they don't want to deal with the ugly part of life. And that's fine. We accept that. But if we accept that, just do your part when it comes to us. But let me continue playing this part of the video.
Fake leadership. You can only like put up a charade so long until Shorty realized none of those things. But it's like, rather than look at the intangibles, because I ain't gonna lie, I personally got offended because they put coffee dates on there. I'm gonna give away one of my plays, man. I'm gonna give away one of my all-day date plays. It's a play that doesn't miss.
Super date me.
Coffee, museum, bar.
I just got wet.
And
so if I said, you see what I'm saying? What did he say that was so spectacular?
Nothing, bro. You know what? You know what? Probably what it is, and I bet somebody will say this. Oh, he planned the whole day. He came with the plan. He led, type shit like that. That's what I'd imagine.
Right, but she just said, "I just got wet." Like if I said my hard, like it'd have been a serious thing. You know what I'm saying? She just out the blue just said, I just got wet. For what? And then what kind of woman did that demonstrate? And this is what I mean in live time. When she said that, it was no challenge behind it. Nobody said nothing. She came and she looked, obviously she's probably attracted to him. Obviously she's trying to look like she's trying to gain points with him. You could tell by the way she's looking at him. But that was just out of the blue. But what did it have to do with anything he was talking about? And then if you wanted, let's say you did want to connect to that man. Is that your go-to to connect to him? You know what I'm saying? Like, think about us. If we sit somewhere, we talking, a woman go tell you, and I just got wet. What you thinking about now? You thinking about wifing or you thinking about knifing?
I'm thinking about knifing her.
You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Like the queen.
But in real time, men would have challenged that. Women would have challenged that. Your mother would have said something. The auntie would have said, friends would have said something. Like, women would have challenged what she just did. They would have put her in a place. Yo, why are you talking? Why you
talking like that?
Why you disrespecting yourself? You get what I'm saying?
And no, it's Coffee Museum Lunch Bar. You owe food if you got somebody out that long. But check me out, bro. Coffee dates strip people down. Yes, you may feel like you're getting a cheap experience. That's the point, because no one can hide behind money. I can't hide behind how much money I make. You can't hide behind how much money you put into your appearance. Both of us have to actually show up at the table as human beings. We have to engage one another. We have to have a real conversation.
And then look, on here, she still say still wet.
It's just because he named multiple things, man. You can get the same results. Just set up a bar date at night. Well, get the same results.
Yeah,
He
but
just like how he named all that shit. Named
Right.
multiple things.
what you think? What's your way? How you think? What do you think the best way is of vetting a girl? Prime.
It depends what I'm trying to get. Like, what's the answer I'm trying to? Like, if I'm
Well,
really trying to get to know
how
her,
about this?
right?
What's the best way to see what she's about? How about that? What do you think is the best way you go about
Nah, I don't get it, man.
to see what kind of woman?
That's what I like. I do like the bar dates. You know what I'm saying? Because it kind of like opens them up.
You take her to a bar? But I mean, what do you have any questions you would ask her? Is there any vetting process to how you would figure out, man, is this woman a woman I could build with, or this a woman for sex? Like even prior to that,
It's like it's easier to see her tendency. I put it like that too.
at a bar, like a
Nah, you go to like a decent little chain restaurant, or maybe even a bar. But if there's a decent bar like around the way, you can go there too. But it's like, yeah, everybody, they start laying their hair down, you know.
what would be a red flag for you? Well, I ain't gonna say a red flag. What is the indicator of which way you go with that woman? Like, what's the indicator you going, man? You know what? She got potential to be my girl. Versus she's gonna get is that what she offering? Like, what is your indicator? How do you know which way you going?
I'll say like an hour in already she already giving like sexual innuendos and like touching on you and stuff like that. And yeah, that's like, okay. You're already gonna take the balance right quick. So you want, like, by the end of the day, you're gonna be like, so you want to come through right quick? That's gonna definitely let you know everything you need to know once you get there.
Hey, that's good. That's really good, actually. That's one of the best ways. Is that body language? Is how she's moving around you initially on contact, touching you, being sexual. That's a big indicator. What you think, Tony? Which way you go, man? Which way you go with it? How do you vet? How do you get to see what this woman's about?
A lot of times through conversation and kicking it, you know what I'm saying? If we may go out or we're at the crib or up on the phone, a lot of time it is through conversation. And for me particularly, it's kind of more of a slow roll. You know what I'm saying? Unless they do something that's so egregious early on, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not fucking with you. But it might take, a couple of weeks, a month before I feel like I'm getting a good reading on a girl. But it's usually, just spending time with her, kicking it and chopping it up.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you feel like you know what a woman is about prior to that? Like even her social media account, like her Facebook, her Instagram. Can y'all look at her profile and go,
oh yeah, definitely. There is telltale sign.
you think that's one of the biggest indicators?
Yo, anywhere you leave
That's
with the
the
ass,
biggest indicator. Like, and
anyway
now,
she
like,
leave with her ass.
Would you say, Prime?
Like,
I said any way that she's leading with her ass in the pictures.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Nowadays, everybody, they connect through social media. So, I mean, that's an automatic vetting tool right there. You know what I'm saying? IG, Twitter, maybe even Facebook, especially Facebook, because they get really personal on Facebook. They get personal on Twitter. They tell everything to Twitter. They'll tell Twitter if they masturbated that day. So you can get everything off the internet. You know what I'm saying? That's a very effective tool.
And that's definitely the ones I don't want to fuck with. Their everyday life, they just everything that happens, if they post it on Facebook and Twitter, hell no.
I'm gonna
Red
fuck with
flag.
them. I'm just not gonna take them serious.
Oh yeah,
What if
that's what yeah. Put them in that category. Smash.
let me read these super chats real quick, man, before I get fired again. My brother Ricky Williams, my brother Solid Ricky Williams, with the $4.99 ball, man. Thank you so much, brother. Salute to you. Donnell Hawkins, I missed you last time, man, and I forgot to shout you out with the $5 ball. Good morning, salute my brother. Salute to you, family. And then my brother DJ Vapors, salute, speaking facts, with a $10 ball, man. Thank you so much, my brother. What about the women who be posting their kids on their profile, man? Like they be like showing like provocative pictures, and they got their kids in the picture. What do y'all think about that? Is that a deal breaker? Is that a red flag? Or y'all like, I could work with that. I could teach it.
That's a huge red flag. That's a red flag like a mug. You know, cause bro, I was on Twitter a couple years ago, and there would be women who will like post their kid, and then they're selling OF content,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then so I'm like, damn, this is like a boy mom, you know what I'm saying? And I
Right.
got so much flack for that. Like it was like 20, 30 bitches on my head for that. But it's like people notice that, and people aren't okay with that. Just because you're okay and your ilk is cool with showing your coochie and then showing your kid, like that's
Right.
so common. And it harkens back to the Lil James video. She was shaking that ass right in front of him, and then thought it was funny when he pushed the dude off her.
Right. What about if you ever sit down in the conversation? This is what I always realize what happened. I can tell a woman what I can provide and do for her, my expectations as a man for her, and how I can benefit her. But every time I would go to ask her, what do you offer and bring to the table, she automatically triggered. Have y'all got the same? Like, let me play this video real quick. I get like, and still to this day, I still get the same reaction, man. It's like you said the worst thing in the world because you asking her what she brings to the table.
What do you bring to the table? What do you mean? That's what I'm asking.
A few moments later.
You not looking at me for no monetary value. I'm not looking at you.
6.5 hours later.
So your money don't mean shit to me. It depends on the man.
Day 2.
The richest nigga in the world, and I could walk all
Day 3.
wife to him, and I'm gonna be into somebody.
Day 4.
So I cannot tell you exactly.
Can you tell me what you bring to the table to a marriage, though? Because you're diverting still.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting, and they had to hire a new one.
6 whole minutes of bullshit of telling what a man ain't supposed to be and what a man's supposed to be. I asked her one question. What do you bring to the fucking table? They can't answer it. Fellas, if you ask a woman that question and she can't give you a clear, concise answer, sir, then you might want to goddamn watch yourself. It take a motherfucking woman 15 to 20 minutes to answer that question. I gave you my list. What is your list, ma'am? Please tell us, what do you bring to the table?
Eternity later.
Of marrying a broke bitch. Now, if you want to marry a broke bitch,
3:28 a.m.
that's all fine and dandy. I'm not her. Okay?
Well,
so I don't have to bring nothing monetary to the table.
Just say nothing.
I don't have to bring no
Just say
pussy.
nothing.
You want to marry a broke bitch that's your net worth.
Nothing.
I clean, I fuck, I set up. Submissive women they demand too.
What do you bring?
Do y'all get what I'm saying though? Like, do y'all experience the same thing? Like, they go straight. Like, the woman will tell you, "I need a 100K earner," or a man that makes equal to above what I make. But then in the same breath will tell you, "Hey man, your money don't excite an independent woman. Your money don't mean nothing to me." Like, double talking, constantly double talking. Like, do y'all have the same experience when you asking a woman for what she brings to the table, that she'll get triggered by it?
No, I've actually never asked a woman that. I've never asked a woman that. I just pretty much use my discernment based on our interaction or what they express to me. So like if she, got like 3 kids and 2 baby daddies and shit like that. So it's kind of like, well, it's evident you don't bring nothing to the table. But I've never asked that. But I have seen people ask them on shows and shit like that. So, and they usually don't bring anything but Gucci.
But that's so you never had no interest in a woman like certain women to the way you vet a woman, like you're having a conversation with a woman to get to know her better. There's not certain questions you'll ask to get to see what she
I
like.
mean,
So
yeah, for
always
me,
have,
I'd be like, yo, you cook, you know,
right.
like
That's what I'm saying.
you
Like
got
I think the things that women bring to the table for us is different in what we can bring to the table for them. Or it could be the same thing in this 50-50 equality world. But what I'm asking is if you're gonna get with a woman, what does she have to bring to your table? Is that something she okay? Tony, your answer could be great is if you put your expectations out and say this is what you have to bring to the table for me, right? But the dangerous part about that, and what Fatty talks about too, is that if you tell a woman all the things you want, a woman can bait and switch too. Like you'll set up the whole you'll lay the carpet down for her to already have a relationship with you. And as soon as you had a relationship, she can do a flipperoo and be like, I ain't doing that no more. I finally got you. So
There,
how do you get to see what type of woman you're getting? So even if you're not going to ask her what she brings to the table, are you going to at least listen to her and tell her what you need from her?
no, I don't. I don't tell them what I need because they either have it or they don't.
yeah,
They either have it or they don't. So if we're talking, and if I'm talking to three girls, one's a fun girl, I can tell that by our conversation and what she's
Mm,
into. So okay, we just gonna have fun. The next one, the conversation and what she's into and how she moves, I might categorize her as okay, maybe we could go further, but I don't tell them what I want.
mm,
They slot themselves based on how they present themselves to me, and if we make it further, there's some more initial vetting through conversation about what they do, what they don't do, their past, what they're currently doing, so on and so forth. But I'll never tell them what I'm looking for because they will probably just do that. So I
right,
take them for who they are, and based on who they are is where they get slotted, where I want them in my life.
right. How about you, Prime?
it just comes out. Like for one of the women that I remember having to like kind of cancel, found out that she had like 3 or 4 kids with 2 other dudes, and yeah, she cooked clean, she was nice, but I was still trying to consider. But I had a rule though: if you spaz out too soon, I'm gonna cut you off.
Right.
That's what ended up happening.
Hold on, you
You
said
know
you
what I'm
spaz
saying?
out what?
You spaz out too soon, I'm gonna cut you off.
Yo, you so like spaz out to what? Like you mean just wilding out for no reason?
Yeah, but yeah, no matter, bro. If we only known each other for 2 months, you have no right or reason to have a temper tantrum, a crybaby attack, none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So because that's letting me know what our future gonna be like.
right.
Yeah, it just comes out, man. That's why I say give them a couple shots.
What what?
It's and listen, because they gonna talk.
Yeah, really, they disqualify themselves. That's the whole vetting process is them disqualifying themselves, and they do that pretty quickly.
What do you usually be looking for, Tony? Like what are you looking for in a good woman? Like or I would say good woman because I know a lot of women like to say stuff things
Hold
on
on, I'll
some
be
things.
right back.
Was that that's Prime?
Me personally, I feel like the formula is humility, empathy. Uh, I like mine to have a little bit of extrovertness, but I love an introvert as well though. Uh, yeah, and after that, man, it's like okay, what kind of comedy are you into? Can I watch South Park with you when a new episodes come out? You good with The
That's
Office? You know,
that's the good that's what you're looking for.
I mean, that's like you gotta have a similar sense of humor.
How about does she have to cook for you?
I mean, it wasn't mandatory, but I mean, once I done got a taste of it, though, it's kind of hard to let go.
Yeah, I mean,
Cooking and cleaning.
she got to clean for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, man. I mean, I picked somebody who's like good at that. You know what I mean? And I'm not. He's good at it. I'm not. So that's how we match up.
But I'm asking you this because the expectations and standards of what a lot of women want is extremely high.
Yeah.
And it shows every time when men start listing off their expectations and standards, it's either very low or it's not a how can I say it? It's not a superficial list. It's not a vague list. It's not an empty list. It's something that where some men are looking to have actual relationships with women to build with women, to laugh with women, or talk to women, or converse with women when it seems like women asking for that in return. But then, in one hand, they'll say they want someone who can communicate, be emotionally available. Then it's like, and when it's convenient, that list is burnt. I want a high K earner, 6 foot guy with a 6-pack, ambitious guy, you know. So it gets lost in the sauce as well too. But I'm asking you that as well too. Do you not think about the things that you desire that will sustain a family, that will sustain you as you get older? You know, you got friends that you probably do that with, talk to about it well too. But you think about,
but yeah, that's why I brought up the personality traits first. You know, those are the keys. That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's a formula: humility, empathy, and how they do with people. Oh yeah, close family. Gotta have a good family background. You know what I'm saying?
right? But look, look what Mahogany said. Why are you like this? What's the problem? Still haven't found the one. Maybe you're looking for the false. What did I say that was wrong? We talking about expectations. I'm telling you, just talk about expectations and standards. It's a L. It's a toxic thing to do.
You're probably saying she wants you to choose him. No, she's taking, I think.
Mahogany, how is that? What am I doing? Talking about standards and expectations. Can a man not have expectations and standards? We can't talk about that.
Yeah.
Just passing through, showing love. Hey, look, y'all be good. You be good too, love. Good gracious, boy. I'm telling you, man. It's like, and it happens every time. We could sit on these panels and speak about our expectations and standards. And as soon as we start, we will let women talk about this all day long. No one says nothing. We just go, dang, okay, I'm not in her lane. I'm not what she's looking for. And we can accept it. Soon as we start talking about it, they go crazy and they say we're delusional. Every single time. We'll say ours, we're delusional. They'll say theirs that is actually delusional. And we just take it at face value. Okay, good luck. Good luck in finding that. But as soon as we say ours, which could be something you're saying, someone who could cook, someone who could clean, someone who pleasant. Oh, you want a slave? What? That's what you're doing. That's what
go straight to slave
for yourself. You know, we're asking for something that you do. You're doing that for yourself. How can you not do that for me? Add an extra plate. Add another some extra clothes. You just added another body. You're doing for me what you'd be doing for yourself. If I wasn't there, it wasn't no problem. But as soon as you got to do it for a man, it's daggone.
It's called scrubbing the ground. They call it scrubbing the ground for a man. They either call it being a slave or they call it scrubbing the ground for him.
Look at she must have tried to trigger me on purpose. Don't be coming here triggering me on purpose. Dang.
Damn, she trolled you.
Yeah, man. It's okay, man. I'm at peace now with the trolls. I'm at peace now with the streets.
I love the trolls, man.
I love the
trolls. If you ain't got none.
What you say? What you say?
You ain't popping if you ain't got no trolls. It's like the first step.
Yeah, I got my daddy online now. You ain't see my dad online?
Oh yeah, I seen him the other night.
He's dad. I know I done made it. I know I probably made it, man. My dad. But I don't know. They call me they calling being a slave. Do you think it's being a slave? Do you think your woman working if they got this long list of expectations for what we need to do? Possibility.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get, bro. I don't get it. I don't understand it. That's what I'm saying, dog. I think that they just been cultured and being lazier and lazier. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm about to say. They just lazy
work,
as fuck.
Clean, cook, laundry. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just all the shit they already would be doing for themselves.
Right. That's all we asking for. Like that's all we that's Like we asking for like bare minimum now too. Like I was talking to somebody about that other day. We don't even have we don't even say cook, clean. We don't like what we saying right now. Most men ain't gonna say that. It's offensive. So then Prime was saying, she can communicate, she can laugh, she can watch movies with me.
Nigga
She
want a bestie.
at least smiles. Our list is horrible, man. It ain't a qualifier for like a woman who's actually gonna build and sustain a family with us. Because it's like, man, hey, if that list start growing, it's offensive, it's sexist. You can't have no expectations as a man. But it's wild how smaller and smaller the list is going. You know what? She just gotta be pleasant. She just gotta be peaceful. Y'all see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I haven't particularly changed what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? If they just don't meet it, then shit, I guess the girls just don't meet it. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I was talking to my homegirl, and I was like, guys are just asking women to be nice and not be, sluts and shit like that. And she was like, yeah, you asking for too much. I'm like, damn, that's too much.
Yo,
I only listed like 3 things.
You're delusional.
Oh man, I'm like, oh yeah,
Like
y'all are cooked.
Think about that list: 100K, 6 feet, in shape. But if we go, okay, I want a 10. I want a woman with big titties and a big booty. She got to be able to cook. She got to be able to clean. Like, think about all that. We all said that, all of us. And whatever, the average guy, the top guy, whatever guy, we're all expecting 10s. We would know we being delusional. We accept our lane. But what they're saying isn't delusional. It is wild and crazy to me. But you know what the worst part is though? If they get marriage from you, they'll even be excited about the divorce from you. That's the problem that I see as well too. They're just excited.
Yeah, that marriage.
Oh my god! I love your brother. I'm officially primary custodian of the kids.
Look, she happy she divorced. She happy that she separated her family. She happy that she gets primary custody. But she loved this man. This man was everything, supposedly, right? This is the love of your life. You got him to put a ring on your finger, $15,000, $20,000 ring, $500 house, maybe a $100,000 car. And now you're excited y'all getting divorced. You're excited you split your family apart. And you're excited you get primary custody. Primary custody. Let's see if she continues to stay happy. Let's see.
What about the child support? That's it? Tony, that's crazy. Why? Are you kidding me? Not all of this financial burden with my children is on me?
You hear that, man? Yo, that's sick, yo.
They whacked her dumb ass. That's what she did, man.
That is sick, man.
Yeah, that's why niggas ain't getting married
like
that.
We don't talk about it that's sick. Now all the financial burden is on me. You talking about being a mother? You talking about being an adult? You talking about doing what a man would be doing for all of you? Now you choosing to be divorced. Now you want his finances? You want him to support you and the kids? He can support the kids. What you need child support for?
Right.
Child support shouldn't support you. That's the thing too. A lot of women will use relationships or babies to pay for their bills. A baby shouldn't pay your bills. You should pay your bills, or your man pays your bills if you're cooperative. If you're on his page, right? If you're listening to him. But if you don't want to listen to that man got to say, and y'all separate, why should that man still be financially supporting you? Exactly. And you know what's the crazy part about this, yo? There's so many women who get divorced or get out of relationships or with children. They'll still get the guy to support them while they're entertaining the market and getting the new man to entertain them as well too. So the new guys financially support you, and the old guys supporting you, while the new man is trying to create a new relationship with a new woman, but he already supporting one woman and trying to get another woman. Ain't that wild?
That's crazy as hell, bro.
Look at her, yo. Look like that. It's wild, man.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
God, I'm officially divorced.
It's not fair. It's not fair, yo.
Her mood changed so damn fast, bro.
It's not fair. But from all of it, y'all, we all see it. She excited she met you. She excited y'all having sex. She excited y'all in a relationship. She posts you all over the internet. Next Monday, she done. You were the worst person possible. She meet a new guy. Hey, this guy gets me. But you used to get her. But now you don't get her no more. Irreconcilable differences. But the new guy gets me. Bragging about divorce while moving on to the next guy. It's the wildest and sickest thing in the world. And then you say it's not fair now that y'all separated. Before you met me, I had no ties to you. I had no obligation to you. I didn't have to financially support you. So how all of a sudden when we separate, we meet, the relationship doesn't work. You say it's not in your best interest. It's no longer in my best interest that you feel like I'm still supposed to financially support you.
That's that sense of entitlement, that modern woman 2023 sense of entitlement.
It's out of this world, man. And that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of dudes. It's a lot of dudes on here that pretend. A lot of guys won't come on here and tell the truth about what they've encountered in their relationships, what they're encountering in their relationship, what they're encountering in their marriages. People are hiding behind the cloak of marriages. They're not going to tell the truth of what's going on in their relationships. They're not going to tell the truth about what's happening out in society because of their ego. But that means a woman does validate you, because if you can tell the truth, that means that you know you still valuable as a man. If a woman does you dirty, Tony, and you know you a good dude, or if a man does a woman wrong and she a good woman, that doesn't change mess up your validation. That doesn't mess up your value. It messes up her value. So if you a good dude, stand on your square. If you can't tell the truth, what do you have? You know, you got your reputation, name, you got your word, and you got the truth. If you ain't got all of that, what do you have?
You ain't got shit.
You know, look at this dude. Look at this one. I don't know if you've been watching these encounters where the guy asks for the woman's phone and the man's phone, and it look like every single time the dude, he ain't got nothing in his phone, the women be having stuff in their phone.
Yeah, like loyalty checks. Yeah, I've been seeing some of them.
Look at this.
To anybody else?
Oh, shit.
No.
May we test the theory?
Sure.
Y'all two swap phones. Who is Pat?
Pat is a U.S. soldier located in oh gosh, my brain cannot think of it right now. Ukraine. He's stationed in Ukraine.
Do y'all talk?
Sometimes.
Like relationship wise?
No.
Can we see? Yeah, let him hold the phone.
Well, I can let him see.
Cute stuff. This was today.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna go nothing but like before y'all time, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Back out. Back out. Who is Elijah?
Elijah is.
I gotta let him hold the phone. Unless you don't.
Elijah
stuff like.
Hey. Not somebody that I want to be with.
Can we see?
No.
Can't go through the chat.
Huh?
Can't go through the chat.
No.
Are y'all talking to anybody else?
And she's average as hell doing all that bullshit too. You muted, bro.
Yeah, she took that man's soul, man. She average, like you said. She average. She an average woman that did that. Like, what do you see? I keep saying women are dating down, right? They're getting with guys like this they're getting guys like this to finance their life, but they still marketing themselves to get the guy they really want. You get what I'm saying? So she's talking to the Elijah, she's talking to the Brads, she's talking to the Johns, she's talking to the Mikes. So while she's having you finance her life and you thinking everything all good, you doing anything in your power to make her happy, she's still marketing to somebody else.
Yeah, she's doing plan B as plan A and trying to get
Right.
plan A as plan B.
Right. right? And look at that man's soul, man. And then what'll happen is if all of us brothers come on the panel, that we'll tell that dude he goofy. We'll tell him he weak. We'll tell him he a sucker, and then we'll tell him he should have vetted instead of acknowledging what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like it happens countlessly on this page, and it depends on when it's convenient. When it's convenient, you support the man. When it's convenient, you support the woman. But we can't stand on just the truth of who violated who. If they made an agreement to be with each other and be loyal to each other, and then she's still talking to other men and entertaining other men, and this man is financing her, supporting her, loving her, doing everything he can for her, and then you go on this woman's phone and she entertaining other men, it means absolutely nothing. I mean, that man's soul was taken away.
So Ali, let me ask you: do you think he has no responsibility in dealing with somebody like that?
Can you elaborate a little bit more? Give a little context.
Yeah, I got you. Because you said men would say he should have vetted better,
right?
And then, do you think he shouldn't have vetted better?
In the reality, so which one of us are perfect in this lifetime? She ain't being raised up as a wife. Most men supposedly ain't being raised up as husbands. Most people make a lot of mistakes prior to meeting each other, right? She had a so-called whole phase. It don't look like he had a whole phase. It looked like that dude was happy to have a woman of
Yeah,
her
Lord of the Ring phase.
Right. She looked like somebody who was trying to humble herself, supposedly, but we could see she's still marketing, right? But she seemed like she was decent. I didn't, from face value, it didn't look like she was out there like that. Face value. So if two people made an agreement prior to their past, and giving each other grace and saying, hey, and I bet you it could be the same story. You meet somebody and go, hey man, this is what happened to me in my past. This is what happened with the last person. When you meet women, don't you have those conversations? Like, man, why your last relationship messed up? What happened with them? You know?
No, I go Bruce Wayne, and I think she lying about something.
How you go Bruce Wayne?
you know how Bruce Wayne always suspicious of a nigga. I'm suspicious of people automatically. Go ahead. My bad.
But Tony, to be fair, if me and you meet a woman, then we should suspect that she messed it up then. You get like the way, if you really think about it, I can't see there's no reason for how a woman can lose a man unless he quit on her. You know what I'm saying? If a woman truly loyal, there's no way that you should ever lose a guy if he truly loved you and he never quit on you. You know, you might can say he lazy, he needs more money, he needs to be more ambitious, he needs to grow, which is always the go-to for him. I want him to change. But if a dude really love you, he with you, I don't see how a woman ever goes away from that guy. She's loyal to him. So if we're meeting women and they're still available, should we deem that a red flag?
Yeah, especially at a certain age.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
So we're not honest about those things. If we seeing all these available women, that's a red flag. Like I was like that in high school. Even going to middle school, I think we matured earlier at my age at that time. Like we became teens quicker. We became men quicker too before we were men. Like we learned things quicker. If we met a woman, we go, oh man, we already know she got a boyfriend, and we're like, she ain't got a boyfriend. Dang, that's a red flag. And then at our age, when you get older, she ain't got no man. It's a red flag. Like they're the most valued thing walking on earth. You know, especially if she looks good, she's pretty, she's so-called pleasant. She knows how to have a conversation. It was always a red flag to see a girl, if a woman was available. So I'm asking you, Tony, if we're making an agreement with a woman who is available, how much more can you, like, we can vet as much as we can, right? Try to get to know her parents, try to get to know her friends, see what kind of things she likes, to see ultimately if that's what kind of person she is. But how much can you vet past that? You know, outside the fact that if she stays true to you or not.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you really can't, but maybe he just doesn't have. He looked older. He probably may have been in his late 30s, early 40s. So
Yeah,
the way shit worked for him growing up is different. Like me coming in, you know, I would totally have a different viewpoint of getting with somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just how women operate now is different. So I just don't see. I just don't understand how he would get into some kind of agreement with someone like that and not kind of understand what type of person she may have been, you know what I'm saying? And
That,
understand that. And maybe because it looks like, because like you said, he obviously looked like a dork and she's an average woman. You
she's an
know,
average.
50,
Look like, yeah,
yeah, 50, 100 years ago, they would have been a decent pair.
yeah, but
Now, when women don't think that they would be a decent pair with a guy like that. So I wonder if he may have missed any red flags that she wasn't really feeling him like that at all, and one would be respect. I'm not sure how she respects him, but you know, based on that interaction, you know what I'm
but
saying,
don't you
it's
think
clear
we
she
put too
doesn't.
much energy? Don't you think we put too much energy into that? Like we will talk. We can have this conversation on women, and they keep saying they're getting taken advantage of. They're getting used. Someone was wasting their time, right? But then we see these situations over and over and over again. So if they're putting that much energy into us in the situations they're saying we don't know of, we speaking on, shouldn't we have the same energy for them when we see something and correcting something that we see versus putting the energy on the man dating her? Like if he was there and he committed and she committed, shouldn't we expect her to honor the relationship versus, hey man, he should have vetted better? You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? If you signed up for the basketball team, I'm not. Man, you should know better who the person you pick, and then you pick a guy who don't know how to play or purposely throwing the game. You don't know he's gonna do that. You know he picked to play
yeah,
for the team. You thought he was gonna support you. We putting a lot of energy on men should have vet. Men should have been a better leader. Men should have made sure he loved and respected you. Oh, she didn't do that because she didn't love and respect you. It keeps showing that the women ain't maneuvering right. They're
yeah.
manipulating. This dude just being a sucker.
But that's my point. And then let me clarify. I'm not. I think a considerable amount of blame is on him. But since she's the perpetrator, she gets the lion's share. So I agree with you. We should be tackling the person who's violating and not the violating.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
But
agree with you.
are,
However,
are you
he's an adult and he
are you
should
close?
understand. He should understand the dating dynamics and he should try to vet better. A person like him, I'm not sure what vetting he did, is all I'm saying. He's not blameless, but he's,
He
not
got her,
the
but he still got, like, in another world we were like, dang man, you got her. You know what I'm saying? Like if I
yeah.
pull up and you see my woman a certain caliber woman, right? We go straight off looks, right? Even though she average, but I pull something that people would go, oh dang, she like she on a whole another level. Yo, how you pull that? You get what I'm saying? But my main thing is this: were you close with your mom?
We all right.
Yeah, all right. Were you ever close with a woman?
Yeah.
Were you naturally kind of a sucker for her? Like, don't you think it's in our nature to be a sucker for a woman we love?
Yeah. Yeah,
You get what I
definitely.
mean?
But
And I
it
don't mean
was
a
through
negative way. I don't mean a negative way. I mean like you meet a
you love
woman,
somebody, you want to be nice to them.
you love
Yeah.
somebody, you want to cater to them, and he met her and she says she's with it.
Yeah,
You
but
don't
maybe it's just me and it's very possible I'm jaded, but I could like a woman and still have like a healthy suspicion. You know what I'm saying? I know women aren't perfect, and that's my thing. Women aren't perfect, so I can still love you and still want to do things for you, but still
right.
keep an eye out on possible fuckery.
But
That's
that's
my
what I
point.
that's what and I agree with your point then. But that's why I'm asking you, how much can you truly vet, Tony? All these things we seeing, brother, how much can you truly vet? Like
You're right.
there's different masks, there's different faces, and it's ultimately leading to the same type of woman that still prioritizes herself. All the women we see out here, man, from the prettiest woman to the average woman to the least attractive woman, they're all doing this.
Right,
You
but
know, I
if
say most
if
of them. Maybe all I can't say all, but most of them are doing this. They're picking their best option, and they're still marketing to the next best option. They're not staying loyal to the person they're with.
but if you know that, right? If you know that going in, why even why not have that on your brain when negotiating whatever relationship you're going to have? That's my thing, because we know that. So with us knowing that, like for you, for instance, if you meet a girl in the next couple years and we have this conversation and then she does what you say women do, I'm going to be like, well, damn, nigga, you knew she did that.
Then nobody should get in relationships, Tony. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not the type of brother that won't acknowledge why you jaded. I know why you jaded. You know, most brothers be like, "Oh, Nick, you weak. You a sucker. You just quit." Real men don't think like that. You're supposed to take a risk. I acknowledge where you're coming from, and I'm trying to relate to where you're coming from as well too. And I relate to where you're coming from. So that's why I'm asking. When you get with somebody, you still never know. You just don't know.
For sure.
And
I
it's
agree.
worse. It's worse in our lifetime. I agree with you. But that's the problem with what I'm saying. If society is asking men to take a risk on the saturated quality of women in our society, we can't go back to them and go, "Hey man, you should have vetted better." No. Hey, thank you, brother, for trying to take her off the market, and she still chose to be a thought. Y'all are thoughts. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thank you, brother, for trying to take this baby mama off the market. Thank you for trying to take this woman with multiple baby daddies off the market. Thank you for trying to take these women that's not virgins off the market. Thank you for trying to get married to women who cheated on their man countlessly. But once it happened, goes, "Hey man, why you ain't vet? Hey man, your wife was a hoe. That woman you in a relationship, she's a hoe. Was a hoe. And you happen to wife her. You her best option right now." Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Like people be coming on here trying to flex their relationships, their marriages, all the things, but you wifed up a woman who already had sex with somebody else for the most part. You wifed up somebody who was already in a relationship that didn't work. You wifed up somebody that possibly already had a baby. You wifed up a woman who already wasn't on another man's page. So I go with you, Tony says, "Hey man, if she ain't listening to him, what makes you think she gonna listen to you?" And then what they go, "I'm him." I'm him. They'll tell you that.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, "What you say?"
I'm him. I'm him.
You know, so ego plays in the part of what's happening to us as well too. But at the end of the day, we're not holding people accountable based off the quality of human being they're saying they are. So if you're loyal, then be loyal. If you had a past, you had a past. We can't say, "Hey man, people can redeem themselves." Don't hold people to the fire when they made past mistakes. And we go, let people be able to redeem themselves. Let people able to make things right. Okay, if you gave them the chance, how do you hold the man responsible or tell a man he didn't vet when you said, "Hey, let's give people a second chance"? Do we give them grace or we don't give them grace?
I don't. I personally don't.
But we are though, Tony. How many relationships you been in, Tony?
Like I asked the girl to be my girl, like 3.
3.
A lot of my situations have been situations I haven't asked a girl to be like. I haven't asked 11 girls to be my girl. No, we was a lot of casual, a lot of situations,
Right, but
shit like that.
did she have sex prior to you?
Yeah.
Did she have a boyfriend prior to you?
Yeah.
Did you realize why she was a red flag prior to you?
No, because one, she broke up with me. She said I was too flirty. The other one, I broke up with her because we just wasn't on the same page.
Right. No. What I'm asking is that the things you already thought about, did they get confirmed after the relationship? So you probably thought about that before the relationship ended, right? You're like, "Look, man, I'm going into this like this. Obviously, if it didn't work out with this person, it probably gonna work out with us. But I'm gonna give this a chance."
No, I never thought that.
But is that how you think now?
No, that's not how I think now.
I
If
thought
I
you said
go into,
you was jaded.
I said I might be jaded, and it's because I understand people aren't perfect, and I accept them for who they are, though. So if I do this,
Okay, stop right there. That's the contradictions though that people are making. You get what I'm saying? You just said it. People aren't perfect. People make mistakes. People can change, right? But then, soon as you take a chance with that, me, you, with a married man, everybody said on, hey man, Tony, stop being so judgmental, man. People make mistakes. People ain't perfect. Soon as you date her, Tony, man, you should have vetted better. It's the craziest thing. Instead of saying, hey, lady, you should have treated that man with respect. You should have loved and adored that man. That man gave you grace. That man gave you understanding. That man gave you patience. And he tried to take you out the market and you still violated him. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear what
It
you're
gotta make
saying.
sense. It can't.
Hold on, I'm getting a call. Hold on.
Yeah, no problem. If it's one in the hand, we can't tell men to not judge, and then we get on the man, we judge the man for not judging. Y'all gotta make it make sense. Sharon, you be one of the worst ones. Stop. Don't hurt nobody. If you want the smoke, come and get the smoke. You've been killing yourself out here, man. You've been make yourself look crazy out here, man. But again, we can't tell men to not shame, to not judge. And then when we do give women relationships, when we do give women marriages, when we do give women the chances, then we get on the man for giving the woman the chance. Tell them they should have vetted better. When we all know most of the women have a past. Most of the women dealt with another man, multiple men prior to you. What makes you special, or what makes us special? We have to acknowledge the fact that a lot of men validate the women, and a lot of the men give women their value. We have to acknowledge that, man. We can't lie about that.
Yeah,
you can't. We speaking double. People be speaking a forked tongue. They be double talking. You can't say one thing. You can't say, brother, be a good man, be an understanding man, be not judgmental. Nobody's perfect. Soon as you get with a woman, hey man, you stupid. You should have saw the signs, man. That's your fault. You got with her. It's the craziest thing, man. And men are show the most grace out of everyone, man. Men are showing extreme grace. Men have let their standards down, their expectations down, just to connect with women. Because how hard it is to connect with women. Women have made it so hard to connect with them. The twos think they tens. Twos then lost, the three then lost them out. Like people like, oh, the eight and the tens ran through, and the 6 and 8s, 6 to 7s, 5 to 7s can make great wives, but now they being delusional as well too.
Yeah. They don't have the right temperament or the right skills or mindset.
Right. But it's just a representation of the quality of people. And that's why I'm saying we're not being consistent, because if we say we all have flaws, we all have fell short, then that means when two imperfect people or two perfect people make an agreement, whoever does the person wrong is the one who needs to be held accountable. It's simple as that. I don't care what. It don't matter how bad of a passer the person is. If the person said they're going to make an agreement, they should stand behind that agreement, without a doubt. And then you seeing people getting violated, and we're still putting the pressure and the accountability on men. It's the wildest thing in my life. You seen that boy, that mother that was twerking on that dude in front of her son?
Yeah, I seen that the other day. What you think about that?
Let's play it. We're gonna break this down. So when society asking why boys and men don't respect women in the way they want to act, want men to respect them, it starts right there, man. I speak about this all the time, and with the kids that I work with when I work in mental health, and you see a mother disrespect not only her son, her daughter as well too, in this way. Have men going in and out the house, the kids seeing different men come by the house all the time, and seeing men leave the house at certain times. all the time. This woman disrespected her son. And what's funny, you see a lot of girls and boys have more morality than their mother. Telling their mother not to curse, telling their mother not to do that. That boy literally tried to push his mama off that man. Well, push his mom off the man. She laughing. The women laughing. And the men laughing too. Everybody just having a good time. And don't seeing how big of a violation that is. That his mother would do that in front of him. I don't even know what he's doing at the event. Maybe she didn't have childcare. Maybe she didn't have somebody to watch him. But his mama is moving like that in public.
Well, they said it was a kid event, so it was an event
Oh, it was a
that he
kid
was supposed to
event?
go to. It was a kid event, yeah. That's what I recollect.
Wow.
Yeah, bro, it was a kid event, and not only did she disrespect him, but she disrespected herself doing that shit too. It's one thing to if you do it in private or whatever, but you doing it in public on video in front of kids, in front of your kids. It's just you doing too much at that point.
But why we can't get extreme with it? If me and you telling a woman, hey man, close your legs. Oh, you hate women. Why we can't be, hey man, you hate children. You know, you don't respect children. You don't care for children. Anything to go and correct. If you take that kid away right now, we can sit on the panel and hey man, women need to close their legs. Women need to respect themselves. Women need to stop showing their behinds. Just say you gay already. Just say you hate women already. You know,
Who hurt you?
Do you like kids?
Hold on.
Do you like your babies? Do you respect your babies? Do you care about order? Do you care about class? Or do you care about ass? Showing your ass. And attention more than you care about, if that was a kid event, more about it being about your kid and not you twerking. If that was an event for a kid, man, I gotta look more into that. I didn't realize that. But you'll see there's no pushback. Majority of society is not going to push back on that woman. Majority of women ain't going to push back on that woman. Majority of women ain't going to hold her accountable. And like that dude jumped on her. Most men will say one thing online, but will not hold women accountable in real time. They won't tell women about themselves in real time. Man, you have no, the conversation. I'm not afraid of losing women that ain't no good. I'm not afraid of losing women with no class. I'm not afraid of losing disrespectful women. Man, I have a lot of more conversations than I ever had in my lifetime now, and it's shocking to really know that how much women really prioritize themselves, their attention, their reputation, their looks, their sexuality over the fabrics of men, women, and child and families. They're not invested in family.
Yeah. Did you? And this is not common, but this is relevant. Did you see the or hear the audio of Jonathan Majors talking to his ex?
I didn't see that. I saw him running away from her.
Bro, go on YouTube right now. Look up Jonathan Majors audio and just listen to what he asking for from his lady.
Jonathan Majors audio.
Actually, yeah. Let me see if I can find it. I seen it on Twitter.
See if you can find it.
All right, and I'll send it to you on IG.
I saw him getting out, and that's the thing too. I saw him getting out the car and being chased down, like blocks, going down the block. I don't know what block they were, but I saw him getting chased down. So when she was talking about he was violent or assaulted her, it's ironic. And even then, when you see a video like this, they'll say it and then just brush it off. They'll just brush it under the rug. We won't talk about how women be violating men. We don't talk about how women put their hands on men, on how women assault men. We always talk about his reaction. Oh, you shouldn't have put your hands on her. You shouldn't have spoke to her like that. You shouldn't have disrespected her. It's never the other way around. Watching countless panels where women are just disgustingly disrespecting men, and we just sit there and watch it, laugh, and entertain it. But as soon as the man responds, hey man, you ain't being the man. Is she being a lady? Is she being a woman? Do we have women? Do we care enough? Do we have nuts enough to challenge our women? And I'm talking about defiant, undesirable, intolerable women that shouldn't correlate or be equal to actually good women. And if our women are as good as they say they are, then those women should be speaking out against those women. And the egotistical and then the simp should be speaking out against those women. We should be having a conversation about that. That's what's destroying society right now. On top of the corruption, which is a whole nother conversation. But if we're both living in this society together and we talking about Black Lives Matter, is it just the woman? Is it just the gays? Is it just fat women? Is it just the thoughts? Or is it the man, woman, and child? Is it procreating? Is it order?
Right.
Is it nationality? Is it sovereignty? Is it culture? What matters? And we don't speak about it.
Check your IG, bro.
Let's see. You sure you sent it to me on my IG?
Yeah, Ilkan Ali, right?
Yeah, what name did it come from?
I don't know. This is my producer page, so I don't really be on here like that.
Is it
the black cat?
A black cat? Okay. Hold on, is it a second? Hold on, which one is it? You sent two.
It's a Twitter link. The X link, whatever.
I got confused. I know, man. I got confused with the X, man. Okay, this the audio?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what's going on.
I don't know if you could play it so they can hear it too, but that shit.
Let's do it. Let me see. You hear, right?
Yeah.
This is actually period. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Do you really know, baby? Do you really?
Yes.
Then how dare you come home drunk and disturb the peace of our house when we have a plan? Disturb the peace of our baby. Do you really?
Yes.
Then how dare you come home drunk and disturb the peace? Period. This is actually period. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Do you really know, baby? Do you really?
Yes.
Then how dare you come home drunk and disturb the peace of our house when we have a plan? I would like to get to the point where your friends know what job I'm on and go, I think Grace is gonna be out of commission. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I won't.
No, you understand?
So I'm gonna review it as it goes, right? You know how many countless conversations we have with my boys, with people on here about what the women be entertaining, especially if you got single friends, if you got thought friends, if you got drunk friends, you got friends who always want to go out and party and everything, and he's asking her, your friends know what I do, and you still out there. Your friends kept you out there that late, even though the accountability goes on her as well too, but that's her surroundings, right? You are the company you keep. So instead of the girls going, hey man, you got a man, you need to go home. Nah, she gonna still stay drunk and come in drunk.
Yeah. Because that team, that unit, right? Grace has to be in a certain mindset to support Coretta Scott King. You know who that is? That's Martin Luther King's wife. Michelle Obama, Barack Obama's wife.
I know. I'm not. I shouldn't have gone out. I'm
No,
sorry.
Let me just lay it out for you, right? If I'm just gonna say this. My temper, my shit, my trauma, blah, all that said, right? I'm not saying I'm a great man. A great man. I am doing great things, not just for me, but for my culture and for the world. That is actually the position I'm in. That's real. I'm not being a dick about it. I didn't ask for it. I've worked, and that's the situation.
So that's another thing, just explaining. That's another thing get pushed back in your face. If you start giving examples of all the great women he was giving example of support a great man, a lot of women will push that back in your face. I ain't them hoes. That's not who I am. And why you judging me? And Sharon, that positive reinforcement don't work for people who don't want no type of reinforcement. That whether they don't want positive reinforcement or negative reinforcement, if there's negative reinforcement, people have to have actual ramifications and consequences for their actions. It ain't always positive. It's just a ramification, a consequence. That's those words, all that therapeutic words, all that mental health words that we're using is the problem with society. No, we need reinforcement. Forget the positive part about it. We need what's required for the person to do what they're supposed to do. And if they can't do what they're supposed to do, then you got to get them out of your life. You got to get rid of them. That woman violating. It don't matter how. If we going right back right there again, I think what did Sharon say? I don't even know what Sharon said. Your woman shouldn't walk in your house drunk, especially without your permission. She shouldn't be coming out in the house disturbing the peace, being drunk.
The woman that supports me, that I support, that needs to be a great woman and make sacrifices the way that man is making for her and for them ultimately. Last night, 2 nights ago, you did not do that. You did not do that.
I'm sorry.
Which took away from the plan. And the plan is everything. If it was just you in the house drunk, maybe I could have swallowed it. Or I would have felt bold enough like, oh, babe, let's just go to bed. Which I said, I'm just going to go to bed. I'm not hungry, blah, blah, blah. Because Grace isn't here. Why? She was drunk. Why else? She was clogged by whatever was going on. You know what I mean? Fine. I can take that. Fine.
So the man wanted his wife to come in the house without being drunk and not bring other drunk people in his house. There should be no pushback for that. And it's crazy how all the news try to make it look like he physically assaulted somebody or it was involved in domestic abuse. This is the second video. The first video showed her chasing him down the street. Him trying to get away with her. And now we got a video of him telling her to be a better woman, to conduct herself like honorable women, to be my wife, to make certain sacrifices that is not coming in the house drunk with drunk friends, to demonstrate your value for me and your support of me and your dedication to me as your man. It's wild. And he's speaking like a strong man. He ain't acting like he no victim. Tony, you say he a victim. Brother, you gonna say the brother a victim, man?
You're a victim.
Yeah, this is disrespectful, man. It's disrespectful. The fact that we can't even acknowledge simple things like that. There's certain brothers that can acknowledge that, but that's not going to be a big headline. That's going to be short-lived. They're going to find some way to change that narrative and try to make him look bad. Or maybe it'll work in his defense. Who knows? But we should be supporting our women, supporting us and not violating us in that way. To show some decorum, some respect. He chose a woman that don't drink. You can't save them if they don't want to be saved. Right. So the accountability is on her, Sharon. It's not on him. If you try to save her, she don't want to be saved, then it's on her. Majority of men in the interaction we're having with women is giving them grace, Sharon. Majority of our women, it didn't work out with the men they were with. They said their man was two-timing. They were cheaters. They was no good. And so if you find a man like a Sharon that'll take the time with you and support you, marry you, bed with you, then you should respect the man. If you don't want you coming in drunk in his house with your drunk friends, he don't want you disturbing the peace, he wants you to conduct yourself like a respectable woman, then that's what you should do. And if you can't do that, you got to go. If you can't do that, then you got to go. And that's what, so not that. Now, if we're getting to that place, Sharon, where you say he met her drunk, and we have a lot of men that's meeting women in that kind of manner, if men are approaching women who are disrespectful, if men are approaching women who are not approachable, who are not desirable, who are intolerable, then what do we expect men to do? You know, that's sisters that say that, man, there's a reason why women are becoming not approachable. Is this muted? This video muted.
Glad you asked. Let's get into it, family. Happy Saturday, everybody. Number one, the fear of rejection. Women today, as we know, have some unrealistic standards. Some women, unless he has a six figure in his.
Let me restart this in case y'all missed.
All right, y'all. Here's a question: why men don't approach women anymore? Glad you asked. Let's get into it, family. Happy Saturday, everybody. Number one, the fear of rejection. Women today, as we know, have some unrealistic standards. Some women. Unless he has a six-pack, six figure, and is 6 feet, you can't talk to him. Number two, it's not just about the fear of rejection. For some men, it's the fear of being labeled a creep or a predator because
this is the biggest one. There's countless videos online with women calling men predators or creeps or asking men to leave them alone or catcalling women. Hey man, leave me alone. We don't want men approaching us. And then now women are turning back around and going, men don't approach us. We want men to approach us. When in reality, you want the men that you want to approach you. You want the man that you're attracted to approach you. You want the man that you like to approach you. But are you approachable? That's the part you're not dissecting. Are you that woman that's approachable? You're not getting the man you want and the man that you don't want that's not approaching you. Is it something that you're doing that's wrong? Or is it something as a collective women are doing wrong to keep men from approaching them? Being afraid of looking like a creep. Being afraid of being disrespected when you talk to a woman. Or when you say hey to a woman. Being involved in the Me Too movement, making it seem like you engaging in some type of sexual assault or some type of sexual advance to a woman just for speaking to her. These Me Too movements, all these things that leading men to go away from women. But bigger than that, the end result of what men are expect their expectations from women when they do get with women. A lot of men don't think it's going to be a good outcome at the end of it. When we're watching countless men still going through these same things. We just saw a man go, he's with a woman. A brother's asking if he can go through their phones to see if they're loyal to each other. And she got 2-3 men she's speaking to. We showed another woman who's excited about getting a divorce from a man. After being happy about being married to a man. And then saying life isn't fair because she's not getting financially supported by the man she just chose to divorce. By the family she just chose to break up. Instead of fighting for a family and fighting for a man. Which one is this, Reaper? Please play the Patrice O'Neal shark tuna idea. Women tuna chased away all the shark because they wanted that soft BS, and now they crying for the shark. Yeah, I've seen that before, Reaper. I like that video. I don't know if I can find that real fast. You make me work too hard, man. Patrice O'Neal. Let me see. And that's 18 minutes long, man. It's an 18-minute video, Reaper. But I do like that video. But that's 18 minutes long. But let's finish this video.
the man that's approaching you isn't your type. So because he's interested in you, he agreed. Come on now. Number three, online dating, which has made it so men don't have to get rejected in person. Number four, social media. Now you can just run up in somebody's DM. You don't have to have communication skills. I think all this technology and everything has made our communication skills terrible, y'all. Terrible. And last, we've seen how women will reject men in unnecessarily rude ways. It's okay to not be interested, to try to embarrass them. Y'all, we gotta stop. All right, y'all.
I think I already said all that. If a man approaching you leads him to being disrespected, most men ain't going to approach. If a man approaching you going to lead him to be caught up in some Me Too movement, he's not going to approach. If a man is possibly going to approach you, your body language says nothing about being pleasant, peaceful, or open to the possibility of something speaking to you, men are not going to approach. It's a whole different day today, man. Men that get in trouble just for talking to you or coming near you. What you laughing at, Lauren? What did Sharon say? That's how it's been since the beginning of time. Let me see. I went through the same thing as Jonathan. Yeah, man. A lot of brothers have, man. A lot of brothers have. My brother in the building. My brother, what's going on?
What's happening, bro? How you?
I'm doing all right, man. What you sipping on, man?
Oh, this is sparkling water. I just bought a Soda Stream a little while ago.
Some sparkling
fun
water?
fact.
Woo.
Yeah. I bought a Soda Stream. What people don't understand is that carbonated water actually helps your blood absorb alcohol better than regular water. So I think it's good to include into your daily diet, man. So sparkling water. And I make it myself now. I'm just using straight up the carbon. I'm not putting, there's no flavors. It's I'm putting it together out of water that I filter myself with the zero filter, and then I just carbonate it. It's actually refreshing as hell too, man. I can't complain.
I tried, man. It's hard. Did you hear that Jonathan Major video?
Yes, I did. I was listening low key. I was ninja watching just now, man. Because I was doing an edit. I'm doing a flyer. I got a big show tomorrow and stuff. So, I'm always mixing and moving. But I wanted to definitely tap in because I haven't been, man. You know what I mean? But I'm definitely familiar with it. I heard the audio. I saw he's a runner. He's a track star. I saw all that. I didn't know they had that much. I didn't know they had that much footage though of it. Like I'm like, yo, he was all over the place, man.
But look at what the narrative. Look what the narrative's been this whole time.
Well, guess what? I definitely agree to the fact that you should be able to talk to whoever you want, date whoever you want. But when you start messing with them snow bunnies, man. It's no mercy on you. You know how that goes. You've seen plenty of stories. You saw a dude get locked up. He was 18. He went to jail because he was dating a 17-year-old white girl. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to be careful, right? If you're going to go and play in the snow, I'm not going to say don't, but you have to be very careful of how you do it. And you have to make sure that you really select a woman who you know is going to be cooperative, who's going to get on your program, and it's not going to be with the noise, man, because if not, you're going to run into situations like this, and there's going to be no mercy on you. That's just what it is. We're always antagonized.
Brother, we in year 8 of this. Brothers, the options are getting less and less and less and less while women are getting better. Women are pushing their standards and expectations out the roof, and they're getting men to actually do these things. They're getting men to do everything they want, and it's still not good enough. But every time when these situations happen, like my brother just said earlier, we go right back to, hey man, pick a better woman. And you know what? You should have vetted better. Hey, Trev, the options, we're out of options, brother. It's really bad.
You think so?
Oh yeah, it's really
You
bad.
think so?
Hey, Trev.
I'm gonna tell you what, man.
Trev, you're
Go ahead.
married. You're married, right?
Yeah, I am. Yep.
When you come on these panels, how often do you see a woman that's a replica of your wife? And you got to be honest, truth. You come on these panels.
Very, very seldom. But what I'm going to say is that, you know how they say they have a loud minority? There's a quiet majority. So what I'm going to say is this. I'm surrounded by females who are great, right? Like my sister, my mother, who has only known my father. That's it in her lifetime, right? I got cousins. I got friends. And what I'm saying is that I understand that it's absolutely deteriorating, right? However, these women that you see that are horrible, they're overrepresented. Women that I would talk to don't even touch social media. So they're not represented. You know what I'm saying? And it's bad. And I know it's bad. That's why I help men to try to, do things to attract a different category of women, because I know it's bad out here. But if you on your game, and just like we tell women to be intentional about it, you have to be intentional about it. And you have to be able to discern things, and you have to pay attention to the red flags, and do not give people the benefit of the doubt. Believe them the first time when they show you who they are. You can't look for the wrong things. We all want a woman who's sexy, who looks, and they come good sometimes, but it's tough to find the ones that, like I was saying, I said something a couple weeks ago on a show. And Stephen A. Smith I know he watched it because he went like damn near verbatim. He said 7 is the sweet spot, which I've been saying for a long time. Don't ignore the dimes, ignore the nines, because sometimes they're great, but they're good for a flyby situation because you don't want the headaches that come with that. Get you a nice little 7. If you're pushing it, 8, but you're expected to be a certain type of dude, just like we expect women to understand the sexual marketplace. For us to obtain better, we have to be better, right? So, and it doesn't mean monetarily. It means that you have to be a moral character. It means that you have to be a good leader, right? And a good provider, not in the sense of having a bunch of money, but knowing how to delegate things, right? And you knowing how to spread that money, how to put it in the right places, how to invest instead of spending like a fool. So if you are a very good leader and you build yourself as a man, you're going to attract what you are, like what I say, right? Like we all say, you will attract what you are, because we tell women these things all the time. And I feel it's important for us to take our own advice sometimes, because it's not impossible. It's difficult. But the more you work on yourself, the more likely you are to find a good woman. And then there's the other part of where to source women, right? The dating game, like these dating apps, that's really not it. It's tough. There are some that are better than others, right? Because they do damn near a forensic investigation on you, right? So you could really find more things that you like, which I've seen some men be successful with. There's certain apps that I'm not going to promote anybody's app on here, but I'm telling you, there are some that are better than others. The nightlife, that's not it. You're not going to find your wife in a club. I'm sorry. And a lot of people do that. They go ahead, they see somebody who a baddie, they jump on them. And I watch men make these mistakes, man. They choosing women for the wrong reasons. And I do my best to try to guide women better, but I think we have to attack it from both sides. I feel like we have to tell men to look in better places. We have to be careful how we source our women and be the best version of yourself. And it's not all about money, because not all these. Go ahead. I know you got some contention with it. I'm gonna let you roll because I've been going. Go ahead.
Pretend. Men even go as far as trying to pretend as well too. Men are doing those things. We're asking men to keep looking. Go in the woods. Go get in an airplane. Go in the sky. Go in the ocean. Go look. They somewhere out there. It is Trev. I mean, you're saying that you'll get what you attract. That's not what's happening, brother. You think you just get good women approaching you?
Sometimes, yes. Right now, yeah. Once they find that I'm married, they fall back. But yeah, sometimes.
Oh, they do.
And I understand women could be chameleons. Women could be chameleons. I'm going to say this. This is what I'm going to say, right? The more you have the ability to attract women, the greater the likelihood you'll find something good. You're going to be throwing away a lot more food, but you're still going to find more good women, right? So what I encourage men to do is to be attractive in whatever way possible. So you'll have it's playing the numbers game, right? So if you can attract 20 women, you might find one good woman out of them 20, maybe. Now, if you attract 100, you can attract 100 women. You might have a choice of 5 women. So I'm just saying that. All I'm saying is just be the best version of yourself so you can attract the best. But it doesn't take anything away from what I'm saying to these dog women, because some of them are horrible. Go ahead.
This is what you're saying. If it's 5 of us in the room and there's 20 women in there and 18 of them is bad, but there's 2 that's good, some of us ain't gonna have no woman.
Some of us is assed out. Some of us is assed out.
That's the part that we're missing out on. So it's not the part that we have to find good women. We do. We simultaneously. But the women got to be better women. We need better women to get better women. We spent generations on this now. Trev, we've blown that out the water, brother. The brothers are being better men. They out-earn their women. There's 1 million more black men married than 1 million more black men married than women. Men are out earning, out marrying, out providing. Everything's still women, brother. Men are doing those things. The women are not showing up to the table. The women are not showing up to work for their man. They just working for themselves. So we keep coming back to this endlessly, over and over. And I agree with you. Be a better man. Be responsible. Move intentional. Be a man of integrity. Be what you're looking for. But you're gonna attract everything else as well too. It's not a lot of women out there ready to go, hey, you know what, Trev Ali? Hey man, whatever you say, I want to do. I know you're a great man. Whatever you say, I'm gonna do. There's not a lot of women out there, brother, like that. You know what I'm saying?
You're right, and that's why people jumping on planes and getting their passports. I understand it.
And that's what I'm saying. The energy that we're giving men to look for better women needs to go for women to be better women. We need to change. It's done.
Yeah.
It's played out, brother. Even on Lapeef, that Andrea girl, the other, what's the girl? Ali girl. They're hot. They look like a certain type of quality woman, especially the Andrea girl. You go, oh man, she seems like she may be decent. A lot of women think alike, Trev.
I know. Listen.
The corporate woman think like the broke woman. The thought think like the woman who ain't doing situational sex, who's doing the choosy sex. The gold diggers, they all thinking alike. My brother Illa, they got a video that goes on here. This viral almost every week. It's viral. We can't tell the difference by how they thinking, brother. We cannot tell.
This is true.
They're all aligned to each other. I watched what happened to Trev last week was disgusting to me. I mean, not Trev. What happened to Sweeney last week was disgusting to me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It was horrible. It was hard.
And what's happening to Sweeney almost every week, though? They're disgusting. They're disgusting on there. He goes to react to their behaviors, and he's being made an example of. Hey, man, you shouldn't say it like that. Sweeney's one of the most respectful people you could come across, and Sweeney's married. Those women aren't married. Why are we going on panels watching women disrespect and violate men, and we're instructing men on how to still be better men? There's a problem with that, Trev. There's a huge problem with that.
No, I understand it, and I'm going to tell you why that may have happened in that particular way. So I know you're addressing these two females. It doesn't take very long for me to discern what type of time they on off rip, right? So if you were a man that's moving with intention, you would skip right over them for a long-term relationship because you realize, hey, this is not for me. This is not for my life, right? And a lot of guys don't. They try to save her. They try to really help her out and be like, yeah, nah, I see the good in you, and you shouldn't.
Try to smash.
And that's, well, guess what? You know what happens? You know what that does? That validates them because they can just keep getting another one, and they're gonna think the problem is with us. Oh, this man, because think about that. When you go in to smash, you don't just go to a chick and say, oh, I'm just trying to smash, because that ain't gonna work. You gotta button her up. You gotta butter her up. You gotta tell her all them sweet things. You gotta take her out on a date or two because she's gonna demand that. And guess what? All that stuff shows that you are trying to be intentional with her. It'll give her the wrong idea. So us, by validating women like that, is we're perpetuating the issue by allowing these women to be in the marketplace. They should be ignored altogether if that's not what you want. And we have to do that. And I understand that women need to be held accountable. And I do. I hold them accountable. At the same time, we have to control what we can control because we are the ones who have to live with these bad results and deal with these bad women long term if that's what we choose to do. So to protect ourselves, we have to do what we can control to make sure we avoid and ignore these women, but at all costs. Ignore these women, because if we didn't validate them, if we didn't like their social media posts, if we didn't continuously give them everything they want, if we didn't support their OnlyFans and their PH and everything else, guess what? They don't exist. They will die. And they have a choice. Switch it up and become one of these virtuous women who we are paying attention to, who we are glorifying, who we are praising, who we are liking their post for putting something productive out, or they're gonna have to just die.
You think that's what's gonna happen, my brother?
If we did it enough.
That's not.
If we did it enough. You think if we didn't glorify these women, if we ignored all these women and they got no likes on their posts.
Trev, we knew what hoes was in high school. They're not glorified. They're not. They're being treated just like how they are. They're treated like hoes. They know they hoes. Men treat the hoes like hoes, and like you did, you got married. They know they're disposable. They know they're getting run through. Then they telling men to practice. They're literally telling men to practice. We got to the place where we're now telling men to practice dick discipline, which doesn't benefit men or women. A man practicing dick discipline don't make better women. A woman practicing pussy discipline makes a better woman, and ultimately will possibly cause a man to respect you if you're moving that way with other men and if you really redeemed yourself. Dick discipline don't do nothing for anybody. Pussy discipline does. But we're living in a society, like I said before, these countless videos we showing, countless things people are going in their actual lives, the things we're going on with our friends. Women are violating in relationships, Trev. Women are violating in marriages. Women are promoting divorces. Women are promoting getting men for all their money. Women are promoting having men financially support them while they still marketing themselves to other men. We just went to videos where they even doing loyalty tests. Everything that a man's giving women today, Trev, is not enough. And this is one thing. We respect your marriage. We respect all the men's marriages that are working, and it's working in your favor and it's benefiting you. But we have to be honest about what's happening to men as a collective, and we speak on that. We can't go, hey man, since I'm good, just find the right one. Let's stop talking about the actual experiences we're going through. Let's stop talking about the actual experience I had prior to finding my wife, prior to finding my woman, prior to finding a good woman. No, we need to speak on what's causing the fabrics of society to fall apart. And it's the women we have to live for. The women have to be divine to have families. If women aren't being divine, there's no families. We can't keep putting it back on men. Men are doing their best. Like, I meet great men every single day. They might not have the most money. I don't know when becoming a millionaire made what defines a man. They might not be the most ambitious. Some of them might not be having the best work ethic, but they're great. They're nice guys, man. They're good guys. Women, I could tell you far between how many good women I meet every single day. Being honest, and I'm sure you could say the same thing. You're gonna bring up your mother. You're gonna bring up your sister. You're gonna bring up maybe some people in your family, and that's because you was raised a certain way. But outside those demographics, it's hard to run into good women. I'm not talking about just nice. Hey, how you doing? I'm talking about she has integrity. She has order. She follows. She follows what's in the best interest of society and families. She's just not prioritizing herself. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, brother, I'm with you on that, and I don't want you to feel like for a second I am willing to let women off the hook. You pay attention to the channel. You see my Instagram joints. You know I hold women accountable for sure, and I call out all the nonsense that they do, right? Even though I don't necessarily have a dog in a fight personally, right? However, I care about society, and I feel like me as a man, it's my civic duty to help others if I can, right? I want everybody to succeed. I want everybody to be successful at marriage, right? I believe that the nuclear family is the foundation, right? I feel like a strong family builds a strong community, which builds a strong society, and I feel like we're lacking on that, and that's why we're losing, because we don't support each other. We don't even have the unit. Like, what, 80% of us are raised by one parent, usually the mother, which is a horrible foundation, right? You technically would be better off with just the man if we were going to do it that way, right? All the metrics support that data, right? So understood, right? But what can we do to stop it? Women are stubborn as mules sometimes, right? So I try to talk to women. I bring them down to my podcast. I interview them via Skype or whatever, like, how we doing? I talk to them personally, right? And I tell them what's going wrong. A lot of them, when I say the word, I sell it to every woman. Submit, and you watch their faces turn, man. They start frowning and looking at you crazy. Submit.
I watched your show the other day. How that woman.
Oh, you got a chance to see it?
Oh my God!
Okay.
But then you go, hey man, just keep looking. Not only that, majority of the even the other thing when I was with you on Instagram with the other woman, what was her name on Instagram? I think I forgot her name. You know, me and you were both on her Instagram, and she was just.
You're talking about Voice Morris?
Oh my God!
Yeah, Voice Morris.
Come on, Trev. Come on.
Yeah.
Trev.
Yeah. Listen. I understand, but I still feel like they're overrepresented, because I run into new people every single day. My job, which I don't talk too much about, but I still do a day job. This YouTube doesn't pay me as much as I deserve just yet, right? But so I still do a day job. I meet all types of people, man, and of course people could be their chameleon, but me being that I've met so many people, I pick up on vibes immediately. No one really surprises me anymore. It's almost never where I'm surprised. It takes me a few moments to let you just talk and feel comfortable talking, right? Once a woman realizes that you won't judge her for anything, she starts running her mouth, man. You see, if you watch any of my podcasts, these women are comfortable talking, man.
I agree,
right?
100%.
Right? So you let them talk. Don't ever let them know you're judging. You judge them in your mind. You just put that in storage, and you hold it for later use. Let them talk. They're going to let you know exactly who they are. And this is what I try to explain to them, because you'll find out. You'll be able to weed out the bad ones. So women, I understand, man. That's why I feel like they need a lot of work. That's why I hold them accountable, right? I'm always going to do that. I'm always going to do that, because I realize and then before I got married, man, I was one of them guys. So I know what I didn't mess with married women per se, but if you had a boyfriend, it is what it is. Like, so I know what type of things women are capable of, man. And they don't care. They don't care. I know why married women sometimes don't care.
It's funny you saying this. My boy put up a post the other day. It says, ladies, chime in if you ever cheated and say why. No judgment here. Okay? His first one. He wasn't supporting me emotionally. No excuses. I wasn't satisfied, so I went where I could be pent to the cross and told sweet lies. I was bored of my relationship. These are just countless women. I was bored of my relationship and wanted to be a little bad. He wasn't sexually experienced is the reason I had cheated in the past. Great man, just was sheltered in all the areas and growing up. Another woman, I did over a span of a year. Men attracted a man who was really on me and it stroked my ego to see how pressed he was to get me. And it continued because he put his best foot forward at all times. And the person I was with was doing all that. Next woman, I cheated on my college boyfriend because he was stressed about school and his D wasn't working. Next woman, because I was young, selfish, dishonest, I wanted him. Next woman, I was taking care of him so much I felt like he was my child. I was trying to find a new daddy. Next woman, yes, it's because I knew I was on my way out of a relationship. I've been checked out. Next woman, yes, I found out he was lying about a girl being his half sister, so I did the same thing, which that don't even make sense. Next woman, he cheated, so when I was interested in dating out, I did. Next woman, worst decision I ever made. I ruined me and my family. Like these are women. These are like I can send you this link.
This is crazy. I want you to send me that. That's good. That's a good Bible verse, man. That's a good Bible verse right there. I can run with that.
Why? It's a Trev. When it's over, Trev. Like we can keep saying, look, until there's only 3 ways this is gonna work. We get women to listen to us. That's not working. We completely leave them alone and they change. That's not working. Or they on their own accord go, you know what? Our families are destroyed. We got to stop doing this. Or the last one, we go to the people in power and say, hey, we're taking back over our women. We're going back on savage mode. By any means necessary, we're going to make sure our women are working. That's the only way it's going to work. Other than that, if it's in their hands, they're running everything straight into the ground, man. It's over. And we can't.
They can't be left. They can't be left to their own devices.
I would no longer tell Ronnie, Marcellus, Luke, any of these brothers, hey, man, you need to vet better. You need to be a better instructor. You need to be more skilled in getting a woman to submit to you. No, if she don't want to submit, she ain't submitting to nothing. If they don't want to listen, Trev, as me and you see countless over and over and over and over again, man. If they don't want to listen, ain't nothing you can do about it. And they're not listening. They seeing what's happening. But Black Lives Matter. Only the women and the trans. The LGBT community matters. The fat women matters. Their kids matter. And not even in a good way. It makes them look good. They're not making sure their kids doing the best things. We showed a video earlier. The women are sexualizing their daughter and their sons. They're not doing the best interest of their kids and marrying the father, make sure they keep the family together. They're using it as a badge of honor. Look, I'm a great mother for all I do to this for my kids. It makes me look good. Everything is about making them look good and advancing themselves. Brother, it's not about advancing men, women, actually advancing women and children in the family, brother. We're in a horrible place. And until brothers, you, me, hold women accountable on and off these panels, I mean in the right way in live time, it ain't gonna work. When I see Sweeney getting castrated on YouTube, on a site, on a page that used to be about men, that's about men voicing themselves and telling the truth, and let 2 women violate every episode, it's over, man. The fact that they can, and I'm telling you this, the fact that JR let them 2 go how they go, and then if you go to say something, if Sweeney go to say something, it's like, hey, hold on. There's a huge problem with that, Trev, especially when you married and he's married, and we can give advice on how women can behave to get a marriage, and we're listening to 2 women violate men all day long. They're single and can't get a man.
I could give you the perspective though on that, right? And you could agree or disagree. It's quite difficult to get women to participate in those type of things, right? There's certain things that I do, right? And you could say maybe there's an issue with integrity or not, but I feel like I can reach more people if I can get higher engagement, right? So even though you watched a full interview, right, and it was very different from that little hot take that I put, right? And but if I would have put something that was more wholesome, which I've tried, and I really tried, nobody cares, man. It's so crazy that nobody cares. I want to hook people with the short little clip to bring them in, like, all right, come watch this joint. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's just one of those things. So to get higher engagement, right, you have to have women participating, right? It's no secret that Thursday's the best day because women are participating. Men love to sit there and watch women, whether we flaming them or whether we nice to them or whatever. They want to see the women, and it's like, you know, pornography, right? So that's just what it is, right? They love to see it. That's the whole fresh and fit craze and everything else. So you need women. Now, depending on how you treat women is going to determine your woman's participation. So you could be doing the right thing sometimes and be punished for it. So I feel like there's a balance when you're trying to do it on a larger scale, when you're trying to be successful at it. Because right now I would love to let this just be what it is that I do, because I love to do it. But I can't just do this. I got to do my other thing. I know you in real estate. You probably be cool doing this. I don't know if you would want to do both, but if you could pour into the world and help people full time, you probably would.
Of course.
But the only way to reach that, you see what's successful and what's not. Sometimes it's harder to get out there if you don't do things a certain way. And I know myself, I struggle with that, right? I want to do certain things. And that's why I call myself the slave to the mob, because I got to do what the mob wants sometimes. Not to say that anything that I do is fake, but it's some things that I have to.
I've never seen you go to that. I've never seen anything with you involved. Listen, I saw you things before I even knew you, or you knew me. You know what I'm saying? And I saw somebody try to violate you. You didn't sit there and take that like that. You know, you stood your ground. You were respectful, and the person continued to try to violate you. And then you responded the way a man should respond, and they try to make it look like you were being wrong in just what you were saying. You still move in a great way to this day, even the videos that you're making. It's one thing to respond in a way where you're pushing someone off a panel, but it's another thing when you're allowing someone to deliberately disrespect not only the man on the panel, but men in general, just saying countless things. So I get what you're saying. I don't even do nothing while I run anybody off. We should have a conversation about it, but you're not going to deliberately disrespect anybody. The men ain't going to deliberately disrespect the women either. But when we're allowing content to where you can see a woman deliberately disrespect not only men, but men in general on a site that supposedly is made to give an insight for men as well too, and to shed a space for where men can speak, is a huge disservice, and it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. And you're making my point as well too, brother. When people are doing that and over catering to the woman, it means we're saying what they want to hear. We're saying we're doing what they want us to do as well too. They control a lot of how the panel's running outside of how men are saying, because we really cutthroat. Hey, if you violate, you got to go. And I think if we still move there's a certain way you can move where women will still respect your panel and stay there and have an honest conversation without feeling like she's violated just for being honest.
I'll just say this: it's a tightrope. I'll say that it's very difficult. It's very difficult to navigate that. Some of us find it easier than others, but it's a difficult tightrope to manage, particularly when you're trying to manage a lot of personalities. So I'll leave it at that. But I'm going to do my best to hold everyone accountable whenever, and I'm happy that you see that in me, that, you know, I will hold people accountable, and I'm not going to let people violate, right? When the drama ensues, I normally try to just kind of stay away from it. If it's direct with me, or if it's directed at me, then whatever. And there's nothing ever personal, no matter what.
Hey, Trev, if you sit on my panel with me and I'm seeing you get violated, hey, man, if I see you get violated, I'm going to speak up, man. There's no way I don't speak up. And if I see a woman get violated, I'm going to speak up. It's the way that Sweetie, and I'm telling you, the way he got treated at that show, man, it was about the way he kept getting instructed on how to speak when he not even disrespecting nobody and getting disrespected. It blew my mind. It just blew my mind. I felt like he should have got more support as a brother, because he supports you and he supports sisters. He don't support disrespect, women being disrespectful, but he supports those women as well too. And they were disrespecting them. They were disrespecting. They were disrespecting them, man. It was crazy. And then let go too.
You're not going to talk about let go. You want to talk about let go? You want to talk about let go? I can't talk about let go, man.
He'll talk about the woman's behavior, and then he'll flip flop, and then he'll go, "Hey, man, don't talk to her like that." No, let go. Don't talk to somebody like that.
I know you got some serious contention with how he handles what he handles. I dig it. Listen, man, I never tell nobody how they should feel. I understand that. I understand your beef, I don't even want to call it beef, but I understand not beef. I'm sorry. I understand. My bad. I said the wrong word. I understand your contention. I understand your contention with the way he handles it. I dig it. I understand what you're saying, but you know. Listen, if anybody was in the situation here, I would feel very comfortable, voicing everything. But only because they're not part of it right now, I would leave it alone. I ain't going to dip in on that. Only because they're not here. Right? You know what I'm saying? I always give, anytime that I mention someone's name, unless it's like a celebrity or, a person that I don't know or whatever, that's different.
Yeah,
but if I know you.
That's if you're disrespecting somebody. We should be able to speak about if we're all friends, if we all cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm just saying I would do it in the presence of them.
I get what you're saying.
I would just do it in the presence of them. That's all I'm saying. If they here, I'm with the shits. Yeah. And if I have a point of contention with you, all right, listen, even if it's with you, but I know it's some things that we completely agree on and certain things we might feel a little bit different about, but I could talk to you because you're easy to talk to for me, right? We can communicate. Right. You know how to communicate. We understand. We mutually respect each other. So it's yeah. So I always just give people the opportunity to be there. If I'm going to say something that I have a point of contention with, you know what I mean. And if I know you, I got your numbers. I could call you. You know what I mean. That's just how I operate.
But it's
you know
public,
what I mean. Like
Fred, it's public though.
It is. It is.
It ain't like we talk about it. It's public. It's what happened publicly. But I get where you coming from. I get what you're saying. It's the same. It gets so. You know what it's like, man? It's like watching black people talk about our disposition, countlessly to white people. Okay. And then black people start going, you know what? It's black people's fault. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that our actual disposition, we see in black people being successful, black people thriving, most black people are trying to do the right thing. There's a very small demographic of black people who are not doing the right thing. But we're being equated to the small demographics. I can see what you're saying if that's the actual reality. But we're watching married women, women in relationships, single women, supposed women in church, good standing so-called women. A lot of women are violating Trev. And we'll sit back and watch. The women will watch other women. We can't accept it. And that's the majority.
I mean, that's why I said nobody knows how to date, bro. This is a new concept. Dating is a new concept in the 20th century. This isn't something that we've been doing since the dawn of time. And I think that has a huge factor in like why we keep seeing these results. Like you're saying, good women are acting up. Yeah, that's true. But we got to educate ourselves more, man. And that's what I like about, this whole YouTube shit and everything else, man. It helps get the knowledge out.
Hey, Prime, what's the quickest way for a woman to get to your heart?
For me?
Yep.
Food and something else I can't say.
What? I got a good answer for that.
Probably food, man. Honestly, for me.
Prime, you gotta get older. We gotta get you since you asking them questions. We gotta get you.
Look, I could tell I could tell you a great answer for that.
Okay.
Right? A person who is selfless and a nurturer. Right. Naturally, without me having to ask them. People who consider you, consideration. I love a person who is considerate. A person that just, how a woman would just kind of think for you, like sometimes just to add value to your life, right? Who thinks of things that, damn, I didn't even know I needed that, right? Because the other stuff we can get from anywhere. Most women could put something together in the kitchen. Most women could throw their legs up, give you the sloppiest, whatever you need, right? Most women are equipped with that. And if they can, you could get them up to speed with that within a couple of weeks, right? But a person who is selfless, that's the way they were raised. And these are the type of things that you're going to have to deal with forever. Because people get old, looks fade, sex get old. But a person who's a nurturer, a person who is considerate, those are the things that you look for right away. Because they want to make your life easier. That's how you know they genuinely care for you. And this is an example of what I'm talking about with the vetting. This is the things you need to look for. Find women who are selfless, people who are concerned about your well-being as much or more than you. That's the type of woman you want to gravitate to, right? And I know it's slim pickings. It ain't a lot of them. But when you run into one of those, you better hold on tight.
Hey,
and all those are traits of humility and empathy.
Are you listening to what he's saying, Prime?
Yeah, I'm listening. He's explaining what I've been talking about.
So throw dating out the picture. You don't want to dealing with a woman who wants to be bought, who wants a steak and lobster, who wants to see how much you'll spend, how much you'll cater to. You want a woman to go, who are you? This is who I am. Oh, no, I got nothing to give you. Who are you? This is who I am. Oh, my God, Prime, what can I do for you? How can I help your life? How can I invest in you? How can I invest in you being a better person than you already are? It ain't no date. It's almost what people consider courting. Woman truly wants to get to know you. Sex shouldn't be, you shouldn't even be talking about nothing that has to do with sex with her. And like we already talked about, her moving in a way where she's trying to get leverage with you, with her moving sexually. If she meets you and wants to see you a great man, wants to see you be a great father, you're good for the community, then she wants to say, she asks you, what can I do for you? Versus what can you do for me? And getting and spending on me, buying food for me, taking me out on dates, catering to me, going over obstacles for me. What Trev's saying is very critical. Is her showing how much she's invested in you by getting to know you, then determine if she'll invest in you or not.
Yeah, and I think that's more sustainable, man. People who think like that just have a different mind frame. They wire different.
Right.
They wire different, man. And a lot of people don't know to look for that, right? It's tough because we have our natural urges and things that we look for aren't always what we should be looking for. But if we prioritize those things and let everything else be the back burner, then we'll be a lot better off because those things are sustainable. If you say somebody's a nurturer, naturally, that's sustainable. If somebody is selfless, that's sustainable. That's just their personality, and that's what's gonna last.
Fast move. You in a relationship? You in a relationship right now?
I'm married.
Are you married? Okay.
Yeah, you could ask a question though, like whatever you're gonna ask. No biggie.
No. I was just wondering.
Okay.
Because it's the same thing. Like you're speaking on what you're speaking on is the same thing. You know what? Well, I decided. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't settle for less. You know, especially once I got it. Like he was asking me early. He didn't, the taste of it. Now it's like,
but
I'm probably gonna try to go for the same thing. I got to.
It's what Tony was getting at a while ago, Trevor, and what's messed up with society, the way women were raised. Women were taught how to be wives, and then you didn't have to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? You can already see it, body language wise. You already see what you get. She already knows what to do. You already know what to do as well too. You already showing up knowing what a husband's supposed to be, what a good man's supposed to be. She already know what a wife is supposed to be and what a good wife's supposed to be. You don't have to be doing too much interrogating because you can see it all. You can see the family support. You can see her friends. You can see how she conducts herself. You can see how she talks. You know what I'm saying? I watch old stuff like the Cosbys or the Family Matters and all that stuff. And you have to remember what a woman was. You know what I'm saying? Just the way Claire Huxtable speaks, the way my mother spoke, the way my aunt spoke, the way my grandmother. It's horrible to where we deviated so much from that. We're asking questions because we already know we're not going to get that. You know what I'm saying? It's like a trick question. Hey man, what do you think you're supposed to do? And then a woman get offended by it. Like we were just showing when you asking a woman, what do you bring to the table? What do you have to offer? It's already something that's going to trigger most women because they don't know. They don't know who they are. They don't know what they can do. They don't know anything outside of always telling a man he not good enough instead of being the woman that a man needs,
For real.
Yeah, I like y'all point of views, man. I kind of like in the middle, I guess, because
okay.
I don't feel like we need to be focusing on. All right, so here's me, right? If I was to go ahead and start a career as a dating coach or whatever, I want the dude, the woman, be focused on you. I want you to know what you're looking for
to be focused on yourself, Prime. So the man has to focus on him. So the women's supposed to focus. Man is supposed to focus on himself and build himself to be.
That's supposed to focus on everybody. You single, you focus on your damn self.
No. That's how we get hurt. You focus on being the best you can be, so that you can take care of everybody that attaches to you.
That's what I'm talking about. Focusing on yourself. No, that's what I'm saying.
We're taught to focus on everybody and compromising ourselves and giving our best to everybody when you have nothing to give anymore. Man is trying to be for the community. Man is supposed to be for everybody. No, you love who loves you. You invest in yourself. You make sure you're able to take care of yourself and the family, and you love who loves you, and you take care of who take care of you. It's period like that. If your community supports you, you take care of that community. If people don't respect and value you, you don't compromise yourself. And that's the thing about what Trev's saying as well too. Giving to someone don't mean you'll necessarily get. get back. You're already a giving person. If you're already a great person, you ain't got to give somebody to show that. That's already who you are by nature. That person has to show you their quality to get all of who you are. That's what Trev's already said. By nature, if that's already who you are, you ain't got to show it. That's already who you are. So if someone loves you, you're already giving an abundance to everybody. But the more you have, the more you can give. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I was saying more like, focus on yourself. It's not our job to be trying to fix women, trying to fix other people and shit like that. Because there's always gonna be there's always gonna be broken people. The population is gonna continue to grow, which means that there's gonna be more worse people to deal with. So like, we don't need to be worried about the least of them. You know what I'm saying? We need to be worried about, all right, who just don't get it yet. You're an intelligent dude, you're an intelligent woman. You might have a little bit of problems here. You just need to switch this up. You might need to waken up to something. But we don't need to be trying to save or trying to cater towards the fucking problem, in our community, man. We need to highlight more what's going right.
What you think about that, Trev? I'm gonna tackle that too. What you think about that, Trev? You think we should not care about the people that's lesser in our community, or the people?
No, I mean, we could turn a blind eye all we want, but at some point, you're gonna run into these people. They're gonna be part of our society. These are the people who you're gonna run into. I don't know if you plan on having children at some point. I do. You don't want degenerates to be the option for your children's sake, right? We can't just turn a blind eye to it because it's for the betterment of everyone. Like, the reason why we can't find them is because we just letting it go. We letting it happen. We watching it happen, and there's no intervention. That's why women without leadership, men and women without the proper leadership, or without people holding each other accountable, right? You got to check people, because if you don't, you just let them do it, eventually you're going to run into it. Just like if we allow lawlessness, right? Let's just say, oh, well, my neighborhood, cool. After the criminals exhaust their major cities, the urban areas, they're going to go to the rural areas. They're going to go to the suburbs.
Keep in mind, I'm
after
talking
they've
about
exhausted.
though.
Well, it's the same thing. If once that's the majority, if nobody intervenes, if we don't do our part to make sure that everybody else, or help as many people as you can. It's not for everyone to do that, and that's understood. But I know I'm going to hold myself accountable for holding others accountable. When I see women doing wrong, I'm going to check them. If I see men doing wrong, I'm going to check them, because eventually we're going to have to deal with this person in society. Our children are going to have to deal with their children in society. If they don't know how to raise kids, those are going to be your children's peers.
I feel like it's
That's
my
going to be your
job
children's
to
options.
teach my daughter not to mess with those children, or to look
Correct.
out for that type of dude. You know what I'm saying?
That's
to
right.
avoid those problems. You know what I mean? Because they're going to be there
check this out.
regardless. No matter how much you try to help, it's going to be there.
That's
Evil
correct.
is meant to ruin the world, bro. Evil been running the world since day one. It's going to happen regardless.
I mean, then we don't have to do anything. Why even talk about it right now? Why even address it? Forget it. If we're just going to forget it, then forget it, right? But if we're not going to forget it and we're going to do something about it, then we got to understand that 80% of us, right, don't have that father. You're going to be in your daughter's life. I'm in my daughter's life, right? Ali, you have a daughter or no?
Son.
You have a son, but you in his life, right?
I want a daughter.
And you realize how vital it is, right?
Yeah.
So, but there's a lot of people who don't have that opportunity, unfortunately, right? A lot of women chose men that were irresponsible, that already had 7 baby mamas, and they still slept with homeboy and still had seed
They
for him,
become number 8,
right?
9, 10.
Yeah, right. And it's crazy. So listen, I try to compensate for a lot of that, man, because a lot of people want mentorship. A lot of people want to do better, but they don't know how, because they never were afforded the opportunity to. They were never shown an example of what a good nuclear family is like. They're missing the elements. They haven't had that discipline, that structure that a father provides, right? If 80% of us don't have fathers, then damn, what are we going to do? We just going to leave them there? We can, but they're going to be members of society, and they're going to breed, and then their children will be with your children, and that's the options for them. And what I'm saying is that long-term effect, I feel like we should intervene any way we can. If you can, if you ain't built like that, I don't give nobody smoke for not doing it. But if you can, then you should accept it as your civic duty to do better for society's benefit, because you're going to raise children. And if not for you, your children, your grandchildren, your lineage, period, are going to have to interact and deal with these other people. So it's not your job, right? And no one says you have to do that. But if you are compelled to do so, if you feel you have the ability to, then why not?
Right. It's your job as a man, Prime, to make the world a better or worse place. And if you're content with it being a worse place, then you're just as part of the problem. There's nothing wrong with you creating a barrier or a boundary between compromising yourself for those people as well too. If you're saying there's people that don't move in that way, but that's where the relation and disconnection or connection occurs. So if you're a type of person who wants to do good for people, you always remain that way. You always keep the olive branch, or you always keep a bridge for those people. If they want to walk over it, they walk over it. If they don't want to walk over it, they stay on the other side. But you always—
Those aren't the least of people, though. Those aren't the least.
You said what?
Those aren't the least of people. Those aren't the worst. Those aren't the ones that we neglect. That's not the ones I'm saying to neglect.
Yeah, I think what happens, you said, I think we might have misunderstood what you were saying, because you made it seem like the conversation turned back to you turned it to the community. What were you mainly addressing?
Yeah, we spend a lot of resources on the least, the extreme pookies, locked up 7 times or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We spend a lot of energy on it. We don't have no reason, no right to try to correct that.
If Trev has, and let's say the so-called, without looking at them just as so-called Pookie or lesser, if they're in their position because of environment, should we share with them and help them, or should we just let them be someone we have to deal with for the rest of our life as well too?
Of course, help if they asking for it. If they coming to you asking for knowledge and asking for help and wisdom, yes. But what I feel like what we got going on this internet spaces and people trying to say that we need to attack that problem directly head on, when it's not, because we've been given that side of our culture has been getting light since the 90s.
I don't think that's the majority of our issue anyways. I don't think majority of people are not trying to do the right thing. I do think that simultaneously we should try to help people, even if they're not asking for help. I'm not saying to cut your arm off, but we always countlessly keep trying to keep the door open for people. If they choose to go the other way, then they have to take on the ramification consequences of their choices. But you always keep the door open. Like it's not, if we're either going to conform to the evil or we're going to conform to the bad. I mean to the good, Prime. So what me and Travis saying, we establish a foundation of good. There's going to be certain people that fall off from that, and you always still allow that foundation to be able to impact those people if they choose to come across the bridge. If they choose not to, then they have to take on the ramification and consequences of their actions. But if their actions start to where we're getting to a place where it's becoming part of our environment, then you have the duty of fighting back, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because the world, as much as you can say the world isn't a bad place, we're definitely heading towards a different direction when we're seeing the detriment of what's happening to men, women, children, and families. We're having less families, we're having less children, we're having less quality of good men and women. Just because we have money, just because we have nice cars and homes, doesn't mean we actually have a society as well too. We're investing a lot in superficial things, man, that defines humanity. The goodness of people is not what's defining people anymore.
I firmly believe in the don't save us, she don't want to be saved, right? Because there's just some people that you describe in Prime, which I certainly agree with you on that 100%. If they're not willing, right, then no, right? However, I have helped some young ladies to become better women, right? For the greaterment of society, right? I express to them what it is that men are actually looking for and why. Right, I've helped young men and ladies to get their credit score. Some people 200 points in 2 months. Right, I've helped people. I've hired my boys, man, or I've led people to jobs, or I've helped them how to talk to women, just how to be comfortable, how to stop being socially awkward. Anything that I could help somebody to be a better person. Parenting tips, right? As far as whatever, whether it be discipline, whether it be learning or whatever, right? Anything that I can help somebody with, whether it's locally or abroad, whatever, I try to do it. It's in me to do that, right? I feel like it's my duty as a man, anything that's possible, right? There's a balance, never at the expense of myself. I'm not going to overwhelm myself. I'm not going to spread myself thin anymore, which I used to do, and I've worked on that. You learn that balance. You have to be in tune with your body and your mind, understand what it is that you can handle, and there's nothing wrong with hard work, but you can't spread yourself thin to the point where you're getting burnout. But wherever within that mix, I can help somebody out to make them a better person, then I'll do that. And if there's some people who I still get help from myself, because I'm not a perfect man. There's certain people who are more financially fit than me. They know what's up way more than I do, right? There's some people I learn from people all the time. I listen to perspectives, and if I can get something out of it, I sure will. And I'm going to take what I received and spread that knowledge to others, so we all know what time it is.
Right. I agree. What you think about that, Prime? You cool with that? He must have went into hiding.
Yeah. I'm cool with it. My bad. I had the baby. But yeah, I'm cool with that. Definitely.
Yeah, because if we don't do it, man, we're already at a bad place. It's just gonna get worse and worse, man. It's just gonna get worse and worse. And that's why I'm saying ultimately, until we just all, and we'll say collective, hold ourselves responsible for the way we're treating each other and how our actions affect society, we're just gonna be in trouble, man.
Hey, real quick, Prime, let me ask you real quick. Your picture look real young, man. If you don't mind me asking, what's your age?
35.
Oh, okay. You getting to that point where, and at least for me, right, and a lot of men that I've spoken with, whereas you start approaching that 40 and you question yourself, if you already haven't, where you like, damn, what have I done? What kind of legacy am I going to leave behind, right? It's part of it, and I don't even want to say a midlife crisis. I'd say it's midlife development, right? Where you understand what you should be doing, right? And you start to find a different purpose, a greater purpose sometimes, where it's like, I could be doing more. What can I do to contribute to society? And it doesn't come on for everybody. Some people don't feel like that, but I feel like this is something that's kind of new for me, because I wasn't always like this. I didn't think to pour into other people. I was just too busy trying to get myself right? Just desperately trying to get myself right, and in panic mode, because I didn't feel accomplished enough. And I was never like broke or none of that kind of thing, but I just always wanted more, right? And I'm like, I need to be doing this. I need to be doing that. And I'm at the point right now, man, where I'm satisfied. However anything goes from this point on, I'm going to give it my best effort, right? And I'm going to live with the results. But I still want to do more. I'm going to do as much as possible.
Right. I was going to show you a video too, Trev. And when I said that this is, I think, the abundance of what's happening in society from the women, the type of women we're having. This is what I want you to see. It's not really, well, I ain't going to say not thought, because they out there thoughting. But it's the self-love woman that thinks she has time and years for that unicorn, This right here, this the one. I hit the button. Oh, I hit the wrong button.
Oh, put so much damn holding gel on my head.
Especially in my 20s, I would not have thought that I would be single and dating at 41.
That's the majority of what women are doing. They're out here just living their best life, going on trips, thinking that guys get the earth and the prize, and they get to 41 and they're like, they wish they did things differently. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like that's the majority of the women that we seen today. It ain't like the ratchet women and the women who like got all these accessories all over them. It's them type of women that men typically, they probably go over that type of woman. I think most men would be attracted to a woman that looks kind of like that on the surface. They look like they're educated. They look like they got a career. They look like they have some integrity about themselves, but they fully invested in themselves. You know, they're not worried about what they can do for you. They're worried about what you can do for them. So they wait for the guy that'll cater and jump over all these obstacles to take care of them. And they don't get that because they're supposed to be working, and their duty and responsibility is supposed to be towards the man.
I mean, look, it's like what you get when we go from the village arranging the marriages and the relationships to now it's all free willy nilly. You can twerk out and do whatever you want now. You know, there's no more covering.
Right.
I'll say this, and I apologize, Ali, in advance because what I'm about to say just might eliminate any female viewers you have on the channel right now.
Hey, say it with your chest.
Hey, they hate this comparison, but just picture me as a consumer, right? And this sexual marketplace thing has been out long before Kevin Samuels mentioned it, right? It's been a thing. So you have to understand where you are in the sexual marketplace, right? Let's just say I'm literally on Facebook Marketplace. I'm in the market for a whip, right? Or let's say I got money. I got, let's say you a $100,000 guy. You know what I'm looking for that $100,000, right? I had to build my credit to be able to qualify for this car. I had to make sure my finances were right to be able to get this whip right here. So I'm going to be looking for something with low miles, right? If I could afford something new, it's probably better because what I've learned is that with age, the first thing I'm looking at is that registration to see how many numbers is on there. And once I see that a lot of people has driven this car, I know that somebody abused it. And if somebody abused that car, the tranny probably slipping, right? You know it ain't gonna ride, right? It's gonna start when it want to, right? So I don't need those types of problems. I need to jump in, turn, keep, go. That's what I need. So that's why a lot of cats will go for somebody who's younger, who doesn't have all those heavy miles, right? Them hard miles from people abusing it. Once you abuse a whip and it's had too many owners, they don't want it no more. A lot of women out here think that they just gonna go ahead and hit a buzzer beater, fourth quarter, 3 seconds left, and grab them a man. It don't happen like that. It don't happen like that because your value went down. And them dudes, they could afford a new car. So they're not checking for you. You thought it was going to be all great because you were getting an abundance of attention. Dudes validate you all the time. Dudes take you out. And she was good with it. A lot of women are jealous of what men do because they don't have that structure to know that that's not right. You think that you're supposed to behave like a man. You think that XP is going to help you. No, XP helps men. It doesn't help women. Experience is horrible for women. It makes you worse.
Experience
it makes
points.
you bitter. It makes you jaded. Right? All that. We don't want that. That's not what we're looking for. So everything that you're doing, all them hard miles, and then you go into this place, that place, you were doing so much, not even just mentally, right? We know what you're doing. Your oxytocin receptors are fried at that point. You can't peer bond. Like, there's so many different reasons for us to not want a woman who's had a lot of experience, right? And we're going to say that there are some virtuous women who may have a low body count with the under 5 and all of that in that age, but she would have to have lived her life very differently. She'd have to be a virtuous woman. And this would be similar to, if you bought a car and it was from an old lady, you already know, oh, damn, even though this joint, oh, look, they kept it though. Whoever owned this, it didn't have 10 owners. It maybe had 3 owners and they kept it, right? And that's a different ball game. Now, you're still battling youth. You're still battling geriatric pregnancy. If I want to have children, that might not be an option for me. So when you get to that age, you could still get it off, but you're going to have a really pleasant attitude, and you're probably going to have to go a little older. You're not going to get a guy that's 41 that's interested. You're going to have somebody who already had children. Go ahead.
They don't want a guy they think beneath them. They want a guy they think is better than them. So if you think he's better than you, you got to put out more work. But you want the guy to do more work, and you have to do less. They want to do less with the guy to get. They don't want to do absolutely anything. but you're admitting you think this guy's better than you. So you got to be ready to put in work. If you ain't ready to put in work, it's already over. Like that's the crazy thing about it. That means the guy you didn't choose to keep and fight for the guy that you thought was better than you. You admitted he was better than you because you didn't want less. So if you want to keep him, you got to put out the work. You don't want to put out the work, especially when you say you've been compromised, especially when you say you already been driven before, and we know that car that's already been driven by somebody else, value has already went down. You have to show your value. He shouldn't have to create value by you being with him. And a lot of men are giving their women value without their women earning that value. So if you're not ready to put in the work to show your value, it's already over. And that's why they stay single and miserable.
Ali, that was a great point right there. You saying that a man is giving a woman value that they didn't deserve. And that's an important point. It kind of goes back to what I was saying a little earlier. Don't validate the women who don't deserve it, because you are telling them you are rewarding bad behavior. I never believe in rewarding bad behavior, right? Just take this into consideration. Humans don't respect anything that isn't earned. It goes both ways.
Right. But the market's so saturated, brother. If all there's available is used cars, are you going to buy one?
Oh, I'm going to do a Carfax.
You kind
of ain't got no choice.
The market is so saturated. If all you can purchase from, I mean, look, Trev, look at the food we eat. Look at what we're putting into our bodies. The quality of the food is so low. All we can pick from. So if it's that saturated, and well, why are you dealing? What do I got to choose from?
Well, put it like this: you got to kick the tires. You got to pull a hood, right?
I like that.
You're not just going to jump into a used car. You're not going to just jump into a used car, man. You're going to kick the tires, bro. You're going to pull a hood. You're going to check the fluid levels, right? You're going to make sure. You're going to check the seats to see if it got holes in it. You're going to do your thorough examination. I'll give y'all some game. I've never bought a new car in my life. I bought some awesome used cars, right? Maybe like 2 years old, 3 years old, because the value, I find more value in a used car. You won't know I bought it used, but I find value in a used car. Only because you lose 25% of your value as soon as you drive it off the lot. I'm not saying I'm buying 100,000 miles. I'm gonna buy something low miles because I find a value in it. That's just me, and what I haven't been able to afford it when I was young, but then I've got the financial wisdom when I got older to find that there's more value and something that's used. In this case, if you're going, so I only say that to say that I'm very experienced with obtaining something that's already pre-owned. We'll call it pre-owned. We won't use the word used, but let's say pre-owned, right? So you have to examine it. You have to examine it thoroughly. You can't believe what the owner says about it. You can't believe what the previous owner says about it because they're going to lie. You're going to have to figure it out on your own. You're going to have to test drive
what's the best way? One of the best ways? Correct me if I'm wrong. The smell.
Oh, if you're talking about and that, yeah, it's supposed to smell like nothing. And a lot of people don't.
I could be wrong. But from the smell typically match the woman and the quality of the woman. The smell, it said a lot. Like I'm like, man, smell like you ain't got that many numbers. But I could be wrong. I don't know. But it seemed like it's.
You might be on to something, man, because it smell like Black and Mills and Fritos and cigarettes.
We did it when we was younger. Like you younger, you were like, nah, I ain't messing with that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the smell. And I don't know if it's because of the what is it? The
pH balance.
pH balance. So many men have been in there that it just threw their pH balance off that much. You know what I'm saying? Like different.
Well, I'm just going to tell you what. If you're getting a bad smell, then they're infected. That's a fact, right? No, no, for real. No, that's listen, man.
He said, they affected.
That's not a fact, bro. Stop it. That's not a fact.
Say word. Well, look, listen. If you're giving the smell that I think you're talking about, okay, I know you'd like to believe so, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of contributing factors to it. There's diet, right? Some people eat crazy, right?
I was a salty sailor one day.
Yeah, some people eat crazy, and that can contribute to it. But if you're talking about that one smell that I think you're talking about, yeah, run away now, leave, abort mission.
The smell I'm talking about is like I know what you talk. That smell, I stayed away from women for a minute. I was like, man, like I'm
Yeah, you got to tap out.
You got. I
That's
was like, yo,
infected.
this is you. This you. No, I mean like there's a different. There's the stench of a woman like a clean, like it's just a real clean. Like it just smells like your nature goes, man. She ain't been with a lot of. I mean, I may be dumb, but then there's a different stench. Like it smells like it's been soiled. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, you do know that it takes a decade for a man's DNA to leave a woman?
Dang. I think I read something like I read something, but I ain't finished reading that part.
Yeah, that's real. Just consider that next time you stick your face in something, man. You know, just consider that. Just consider that. Consider that. Consider that. And I'm not saying it's there physically, but it's in her bloodstream. In her bloodstream.
I gotta think about that one. I gotta think about that. I
yeah.
got you.
And that says a lot, man. You got to think about that. Just think about that. A part of him is there that entire time.
That's crazy.
Think about that.
Y'all got any final thought? I might come on later tonight. Fatty going live at 4:00, so I want to make sure I get him enough time to go. But
Gotcha.
You got any final thoughts?
Damn, I gotta pull up on Fatty one of these days. I got so much going on today, but I gotta pull up on Fatty. Yeah, but listen. This is what I'm gonna say. Do your best to hold everyone accountable, men, women alike, right? And don't just talk about it. Sometimes you got to sit there and be about it. Do whatever you can to contribute to a better society if you truly want better. If you are complacent and you're okay with the way things are, cool. But if you want change, then do whatever it is that you can, even if it's just something as simple as sharing a video from like my brother Ali right here, or one of my videos or whatever. Even if it's something that simple, that could be your contribution to society. You ain't got to get out here. We willing to take the brunt of it. But just something as simple as a share his joint to like 20 people, man. Let people know this is actually stuff people need to hear. You ain't got to say nothing. All you need to do is say, yo, watch this. This is real. That's it. And then leave it alone. We could all do something like that. That's something that everybody, period, can contribute. It's so easy. You press in a share and then where you want to share it to. You can hit Instagram and then hit all of your joints. You did your job. You contributed to society in that way. So that's all I'm gonna say. Contribute whatever way you can. You ain't gotta come out here like we do it.
Yep. I try to share every time y'all share. Especially, I truly value your content, man. Your perspective, Trev. I hope you know that. You know, especially you.
I do realize that, man, because you wouldn't mess with me, because you let people know when you don't mess with them, bro.
That's funny, man. But, I try to be as positive as I can.
Yeah.
Prime, you there?
I'll see y'all in these YouTube streets later, man. I'm trying.
I think I'm gonna do a live tonight, maybe after fact.
Yeah, I'll be on cam then. I just got back from get my hair braided. I'm trying to
get it together, man.
Do my lineup.
But let me read these two gifts. Tony Golden, my brother, thank you for the gifted membership, and Marcellus, man, thank you for the gifted membership, brothers. Thank you for the gifted membership. Y'all have a great day, man. I'll probably come back live. Maybe if you available. When your next live, Trev?
Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, is going to be wild. I have some ladies coming through with some opinions about relationships, and you see how it's gonna. I can only imagine, and I'll give you an exclusive. No one else knows this. Can you read what this is? Nobody did this. You saw it here first. I haven't even revealed it. Only people who watch it.
Okay.
Yeah. I ain't gonna say what I'm gonna do with it yet. You could imagine.
You got your link in the chat.
I do not. But if you search that name,
Trev, so I dropped it.
Okay. All right. If you search my name at Trev_Smooth, it'll come right up. At Trev_Smooth in YouTube, it'll come right up. You see my channel come up. That's my @ in YouTube. So if you search it just like this right here, I'll come right up. At Trev Smooth.
There you go.
My channel come right up.
I got you.
Appreciate you.
All right, my brothers, man. I'll be back on probably later on.
All right, bro.
I try
later.
To I don't know. Do you have to be on cam? I might have my son tomorrow. I think I don't have it tomorrow, but I do want to come through and support somehow, some way. All right, Prime.
No doubt, man. I'll check y'all later, man.
All right, take it easy.
All right.
Man, I wonder why you still here. Yeah. All she wanna do is spend, all I wanna do is buy. Try to compensate for every guy who used to make her cry. When she gon' get the picture in the frame, I'll remain trying to give her everything till she change. It's a game, you just want the latest. Only reason women date us, they just take us and turn us to any form that they can shape us. But I ain't looking like a college fund. You ain't gonna school me out here ring and then you see me run. I was shoplifting, said I fit the description. Girl, I'm your medicine, just fill out the prescription. Swimming in the waters where the shark is, heartless. Girl, I'm a monster, but you'll never see the Loch-ness. Here, if you want it all, take it. I love how you fake it. I win your love over if I'm patient. Ditto, hope you got that memo. Baby, this a demo. Am I gonna be around forever? That's a N-O. That's a big no. When you gon' change, girl? When you gon' change, girl? When you gon' change, girl? Money, gold, diamond, if you did, you can find them. Can't be replaced with hearts if you can mind them. So you can shine them, line them, then you dine them. Set up for divorce, but faster than you bride them. Can't cook a meal for a life, so how she gon' raise my kids as my wife? Kids got more boogers in his nose than a little bit. All she do is take care of herself for a hooligan. Look at you. But who you gon' fool again? Ice won't even make you cool again. Even when it hurt, I promise I won't desert. You ain't gonna serve the world, no purpose being a flirt. Baby, you deliver and more than what you consider. You can raise a man as king and make him more than just a nigga. So he don't grow up just to be a hitter. Don't make your mama the permanent babysitter. And this is how our life goes, living different cycles. Give her all this love, but she treat me like a Michael. I gave you everything I had. I thank you very much, boy, you shouldn't have. When you gon' change, girl? When you gon' change, girl? Yeah. Don't worry, I'ma change, girl. Yeah. Like I said before.